Running body kick again.
Oh! Warriors' voice will be heard.
Boom, boom. I cut it too early every time. I got to do the boom, boom myself. But what's goody? We're back in this episode fucking 12. That's crazy. Is this 12?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Episode 12 or 11? This is 11?
12.
12. Holy
Oh, no,
shit.
see, it says 11 on my itinerary. It's 11.
Is it 11?
But you wrote 12 on the text, so now I'm confused.
Yeah, it says
Episode
12.
11 and a half. We'll call it even.
No, you know what? I think this is 12. Because 10, we didn't have interviews. It says 12. Okay, sorry. Welcome back. Episode 12, The Warriors Voice. Sorry there. Had a little mishap. My brain's not working. I've literally had a little to no sleep. Had a little bit of Alex Pereira monster yesterday. Had this one as well. Now I'm working on the coffee here. So just know, like, I'm all over the place, all right? A lot of research, a lot of new fighters that we don't know. A lot of new fighters coming from all over the place. It's hard to find info on some of them because a lot of them are debutantes. So I've been spending a lot of time not sleeping, trying to figure this shit out. But we're back, and as always, I got my boy MMA Pickers with me. How you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm looking forward. It's going to be a big weekend for combat sports.
Dude.
We got KC kicking off, and we got the big boxing matches, Tyson and Paul, and obviously we got the GOAT fighting this weekend too in the UFC. So tons to dive into, and I can't wait. My next 3 days are jam packed.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's so real, bro. I'm such a fanboy for John Jones. I literally was driving down the street yesterday and I was like, oh shit, it's John Jones fight week. Like, people don't understand, it's a real thing. Like, I barely invite people over for UFC, but I might invite some people over this weekend just because it's fucking John Jones, man. You gotta love this guy. It's crazy. Me and my girl, our first time ever watching UFC together was John Jones versus Chael Sonnen. So,
okay.
Yeah, this is kind of like it might be the last time we watched John Jones together, right? So I wanted to go up to the fight, but things didn't work out as well. Economy's kind of bad. Shit's crazy, regular degler stuff. But yeah, man. Let's speaking of that stuff, Mac will be here in a second. But before I thought I just closed the stream out, dude. I almost freaked out. Holy. All right.
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. We're still there. Mac will be here in a sec, but before we get into that, let's jump into some MMA news. Before we get into the card breakdown, we always start off with some MMA news around what's going on around MMA, karate combat, UFC, whatever, you name it. Some big shit going on right now. First thing, let me get up this screen share. I think, like we just said, John Jones Fight Week is this week, and he has some very interesting things to say about Tom Aspinall. We've been talking about this for a little while now. John Jones is the heavyweight champion. Tom Aspinall stepped in and fought on late notice at UFC 295, I want to say it was. Ended up fighting for the interim, winning the interim. John Jones came back to fight Stipe Miocic. Tom loses. Hey, Mac's here. Shout out, Mac. Tom loses his belt. Once Stipe and John fight, and Tom wants to fight John after, which normally would be the case. To me, I feel like this is a very interesting situation because I kind of agree with what John Jones is saying in this clip, and I'll get to it in a second, with the fact that, yes, Tom Aspinall has knocked out like 5 of the top 10 guys in round 1 in the UFC heavyweight division, but also, is the UFC heavyweight division that great right now? Right? So I agree on that end, and also agree with Tom Aspinall. I'm the number 1 contender. You're the champ. I deserve a shot, right? The Stipe fight was already on the table, so the Stipe fight should happen regardless. Now, what happens afterwards is all up to John Jones and what he wants to do at this point. I mean, he does kind of have that GOAT status, and you can be picky and choosy. You see Kobe at the end of his career. You see Jordan at the end of his career. You see anybody at the end of their career, Travis Kelce, anybody, they get very choosy and picky because they have earned that, right? He's beaten the best. Like, regardless of what you want to say, how he's acting right now, John Jones has beaten the best of the best. He's beaten up a lot of the people that you looked up to. Tore him up. Whipped him out. Commentators, everybody. Daniel Cormier still hates this man because he beat the shit out of him. So this man is the best to do it. Tom Aspinall is a great rising talent, but John Jones has given rising talent shots before, right? And it's like, He's the man now. So let's get into the clip. We're gonna hear what he says. It's basically him explaining why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall, and then I'll get into hear what my co-hosts feel about this.
Aspinall to me is
can we hear this?
no difference than
Yes? No? I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
You hear it? Okay. Well, I just can't. So fuck it. Whatever.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. Like just another up and comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting. I want legends on my resume.
Okay. So I didn't hear anything he just said, but I had heard it before, and I'll read it. Aspinall to me is no difference than St. Press. I can never say his name right. You see it. Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith's like another up and comer is exciting right now. I'm just not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting. I want legends on my resume, which is understandable, right? You're at the point where it's like this is legacy fights. Everything here on is legacy fights. Same thing Chris Albert's doing right now, right? She's not gonna fight some super young upcoming chick. She'll fight Pacheco because she's the top, right? Which could be the same case in the Aspinall situation. But Pacheco has beaten a lot more people, in my opinion, that are higher up than Aspinall has. You got people like Kayla that's coming through the UFC right now, tearing things up, right? Don't only want to put hands on her. So I would definitely want to hear your take on this. I know me and you have been back and forth on this MMA pickers on what we feel like is the proper way to go about this situation, but I love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, for me, it's clear cut. I mean, first off, yes, John Jones is the greatest of all time. I don't think there's any argument to be made at this point. But Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight in the world today. John Jones had a fantastic performance against Cyril Gane, but he literally has 2 minutes of cage time as a heavyweight competitor. Tom Aspinall's average fight time is 2 minutes. Tom Aspinall has knocked out Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Tybura, Sub Volkov, knocked out Spivak, beat Andrei Arlovsky. Like all of these top contenders / current or past champions finished in average fight time of 2 minutes. If John Jones wants to be a legacy fighter, that's fine. Go vacate the belt and fight legacy fights.
Yeah.
But if you want to be the heavyweight champion of the world, you need to fight the best heavyweight in the world. And right now, the evidence says Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight in the world. You could say maybe Ngannou, whatever, but in the UFC context, Tom Aspinall is by far the best heavyweight in the world. He has not been in a competitive fight yet in the UFC. He has torn through, with the exception of the Curtis Blades fight where he injured himself with the lead kick, he has torn through every opponent put in front of him. And obviously he came back and knocked out Curtis in 2 minutes. With a jab, by the way. Just a smooth jab.
This is smooth jab.
Fine, you want to go fight legacy fights? That's great. You want to go fight 40-year-olds on their way out the door? Not to downplay Stipe. Stipe's obviously an incredible competitor.
Yeah.
But you want to have those fights? Fair. But if you are going to remain the heavyweight champion of the world, and there's someone who is very clearly the best heavyweight in the world and cut above everyone else, even as the GOAT, I don't think you should have the power to decline that fight. And he's the interim champion, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that is where his case is very strong, as the fact he's the interim champion. But the only reason he's interim champion is because John couldn't fight. And we don't know if that would be the same case if John did fight Stipe in that situation. I feel like, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like John is kind of avoiding this fight because I feel like this is going to be his last real fight, right? And the reason I say that is because also, as you could, if you didn't know, Mr. Pereira has stepped in once again to claim his stake on getting in a big ass fight. And Alex Pereira said he's down basically to fight for the BMF title with John Jones. And he posted this picture with Dana holding the BMF title and saying, "Chama, my brother, let's make him wait." And it says Dana White, Johnny Bones. So I could see this happening, and I agree there. Now, if he does decide to do this, he does need to vacate the heavyweight title and give it to Tom Aspinall, and then you can fight for the BMF belt as like your last legacy fight, kind of take out Alex Pereira, right? The other thing is for me is I feel like it's kind of a loss in Alex Pereira's situation in this point because Alex Pereira doesn't get that three division champ status title, like a attempt, right? The shot at it. Because I don't think, would you consider him a 3 division champ with the BMF belt, right? Because the BMF
Beating Jones is better than getting a UFC belt at this point.
is it better than being the 3 division champ though?
Yes.
That you think so?
Yeah. Whoa, hold on. Being the 2 division champ with a win over Jones is better.
It's better than being a 3 division champ.
As far as resume, I think so.
Is there any 3 division champs in the UFC right now? Like, I'm not the biggest UFC historian.
There's never been.
There's never been one.
It's never been a John Jones, but there's never been a 3 division champ, right? So I feel like it
especially also John Jones is old.
Yeah. Yes, you get to beat John Jones if you do beat him, which I feel like Alex, if anybody, probably has the best.
They're basically the same age.
Yeah, he has the best chance, in my opinion, with the power that he has, and the fact that, you know, we'll see after he fights Magomed Ankalaev, and if Magomed can ball him up like a piece of paper or not. But I feel like it is kind of a slight to him. How you feel about all of this stuff, Mac?
I agree with what Pickers was saying in the fact that if you're going to be the heavyweight champion, you got to fight the top contender. Like, you can have these fun legacy fights every now and then, but you need to defend your belt. And honestly, this might be the best use of the BMF belt is for these fighters that, like, for example, GSP towards the end of his career. They didn't want him to come in and fight like Khabib and then take his belt and then just run away with it.
Yeah.
But if you make it for the BMF belt, and then GSP just defends the BMF belt as a legacy title, that might be what you do it. The only issue might run is, does then you start devaluing what the UFC title is?
Yeah.
Because anyone can beat anyone on one given day.
100%.
What makes legends are the people that can do it consistently over a long period of time.
Yeah, which John Jones has done.
It's why Conor McGregor isn't in the GOAT
Yeah, because he has those losses.
Even if he was the only double champ in history, he wouldn't have been in the conversation, just because the value of the belt is not just getting it, it's holding on to it. This isn't like the Olympics where you win an Olympics and then you go on to it. Like, some people say, like, I know Ross Levine's going to hate me about it, but I love his mentality of it. But the truth is that you aren't a 3-time champion if you defend it 3 times. You're a 1-time champion.
Yeah.
But that's better.
Facts. It's better than getting it back, having to get it back. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree, Mac. It's all valid points here. I feel like kind of all opinion based. It is, a lot of it does have to do with like regular regulations, the way things are ran. And I feel like Tom is getting the shitty end of the stick here, but kind of a bad timing for him to be the interim champion and having John Jones, who actually, I mean, come on, guys, we know Dana White's going to give him that John Jones privilege. He's going to be able to do what he wants.
Honestly, I don't blame the UFC for not making the Aspinall versus John Jones fight if it's a hard fight to make, just because think of it this way. Think if after this, if he wins the Stipe fight, say John Jones only has one more fight left in him.
Yeah.
Say he does defend against Tom Aspinall. He wins. Now, where does that leave the heavyweight division if Tom wins the belt? It kind of hurts the division, because now if John Jones retires and Tom Aspinall wins the heavyweight title, there's always that question, could Tom have beat him? But people still see Tom as that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You're not losing any shot.
And then this is the thing too, though. This is my thing, and I don't think anybody's looking at it from this perspective, except for probably John Jones. Is what does John Jones gain from beating Tom Aspinall?
I think it adds legitimacy to the heavyweight title.
Yes,
it does, but does it affect his legacy in totality at all whatsoever?
No, but John Jones didn't need the heavyweight title to begin with.
Understood, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, why take the risk? Why take the risk if you know it's no benefit in the risk?
But by that logic, why wouldn't he just retire?
I think he is after Stipe, and I think that's why he's not really entertaining. And I think the whole Alex thing is just as a front too. I think honestly, as a John Jones hardcore fan, I think he is quitting after this. If he beats Stipe, he's out of there. I don't think he wants to test the waters with Alex Pereira neither. If he doesn't want to test the waters with Tom Aspinall, I mean, honestly, I definitely wouldn't want to test the waters with Alex Pereira, right?
I don't know, man. I think he just started getting the biggest checks of his career, and I think this is all a marketing ploy. I
Who,
think he's
AP?
saying all, John Jones. I think he's basically teasing all the people who are dying for him to fight either Alex or Tom.
Yeah, I don't think either one is happening.
I think
he's
that's also
around
the
that
point is that he wants the pay-per-view points.
Yeah, 100%. He's selling a pay-per-view. He wants
think
people
we'll
to
be around
watch
more.
because he knows Alex is going to be there. He knows Tom's going to be there. He knows all of them are going to be in the building. If he keeps building up all of this stuff pre-fight, everybody's going to watch to see what's going to happen. It's going to sell his seats. It's what John Jones always does. He sells pay-per-views. This is why he's a GOAT. He puts asses in seats. He puts people on the canvas. That's what he does. That's John fucking Jones, the Bone Man. All right. But at the end of the day, it's a shitty situation.
I'll put it this way, though. You talked about legacy. No matter what John Jones does from here on out, he's always going to be in the GOAT discussions.
Nah, if he loses to Tom Aspinall, I don't know.
People are going to say that he's old, that he was out of his prime. John Jones defended against 3 different generations.
Who would you put over John Jones as GOAT if he loses to Aspinall?
If he loses to Aspinall, they're going to try to say Habib is better than him because Habib never lost and was dominating all his rounds. You know how it's going to go. The Habib fanboys are going to go crazy.
Habib, but he had 4 titles.
Khabib's, in the long run, Khabib is not going to be in a good position to be in the GOAT discussions because the question is, well, what if he would have done this?
Yeah.
Not what did he do?
His students are going to beat him out anyways.
But what I was trying to say was no matter what happens from here on, John's always going to be in the GOAT discussions, but what he isn't going to be in the discussions for is greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to get to that point, and that's why I don't think it's super important for him to fight.
If you would have beat like Tom Aspinall and another guy that was like in Tom Aspinall's position,
that's what I'm saying. But that means he would have to continue fighting, which means he would never get to that point.
If he beats
in the UFC,
if you beat Cyril Gane and you beat Aspinall, that makes you the best heavyweight of all time over Stipe. Oh, and Stipe. Okay, and Stipe. But I don't know, man. Stipe had a long fucking run to try to say that.
But it was what, 4 title defenses?
Yeah, it was.
No,
it was. 4 tough ones though. 4 tough ones though.
No, I believe it was only 3.
Nah. 3, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was 3. Yeah, Daniel.
Thing, if you get 2 plus a win over Cyril Gane, and in that 2 it includes Stipe himself.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
The first heavyweight that gets to 5 title defenses with that faces true number 1 contenders in each of those defenses, that's going to be the one that's going to be known as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I love this conversation. I wish we could talk about it the whole time, but we got 14 fucking fights to get through.
Yeah.
As much as I love talking about Johnny Bones, we got a few more news things to get to before we
let's
set off. So first off, before we get into that, MMA Picker sent me this morning. It's very interesting. As you know, we have, I don't know what's currently going on with the War on One, but it's been a lot going on with One Championship, and the fighters talking about don't fight there. And then this is another confirmation of why you shouldn't fight.
It's been a
One Championship. This is Rainer de Ritter. He just fought on UFC 100. He had a really good win too. I was enjoyed this fight a lot. And this is what he had to say about One Championship. Say that again.
He wasn't just a regular fighter there.
No. He was a big dog. Yeah.
Been put through,
he was a champ, right?
To even just get fights.
Yeah.
It hasn't been nice. And this is something. It's hard for me to talk bad because I've had a couple good years at One as well. In the beginning, they treated me well, but over the last couple of years, it's been really bad. And this is something I feel I have to do for other fighters. If you think of signing with One Championship, don't. It's that simple. You should not. There's nothing there. There's no fights. You're just wrong if you do this. If you sign there, this is a bad mistake.
And with that said, yeah, man. It's a real deal, man. We've been talking about this for months. Fighters have been shelved for very long times. Champions, all types of people, and it's insane. It fucks with the fighters. Staying active is what helps them stay in their mode, their zones, their keeps the oil, keeps the shit greased up, oiled, the engine running. And this is a common thing where, and it's probably one of the reasons why we got a lot of one championship fighters that are on this card and a few cards that we've had before and coming over to the league because they can't get fights there. And I think Karate Combat, if you want to fight here and you can fight here, you'll get a fight. It doesn't really matter. So another person coming over talking about one championship. I just want to kind of throw that out there. MMA Pickers. If you guys want to get some quick comments on this before we move on. But I mean, we've talked about this so much. Like, it's just kind of like, just kind of like restamping it. Like, look, it's not the best move if you're a fighter. But any comments on this?
Yeah. First off, big shout out to Randy DeRitter. I watched the entirety of that interview. He's a really likable guy. He also had an incredible fight against Gerald Meerschaert. Actually subbed him in the third round. So
yeah, that was crazy.
Subbing Gerald Meerschaert. That's obviously
I'm a big Meerschaert fan too.
Most subs in UFC middleweight history. So,
yeah.
That was a pretty fantastic UFC debut. But no, I think it's eye opening because honestly, prior to seeing that, I kind of was under the impression that they were, snubbing their newer signs, snubbing their guys in the lower rankings. And I figured, if you're a double champ, you're probably, you're a double champ. You're one of the faces of the organization. There's no way it's tough for you to get fights. That's their money. But to hear from even a guy at the top of the ladder like Reynard that he's even having trouble getting fights, dealing with their, matchmakers and their negotiations and whatnot, that's pretty eye opening. That to me takes it to a new level.
Yeah, 100%. And also too, like I've had private conversations with like press and like fight ops and stuff, talking about dealing with these fighters and bringing them over, and it's from everywhere, all the way from the champs all the way down. And like some of the champs want to come over and just can't at the current moment due to like contractual issues and things that they can't get out of right away. But yeah, man, it sucks from all the way to the top down to the bottom of the ladder. It's a lackluster. It's lackluster on getting fights. It's very scarce, and it's not. I don't think it's scarce because they can't find the fights. I think it's scarce because they're just locking these guys in and not doing anything with them because you're in fucking Thailand. You're in Singapore. Like Thailand's right there, Japan's right here, Asia, everything's right here. And then the US and the West Coast ain't that far. Which hop, skip, and a jump over the ocean really quick. So it's not like you can't find fighters. It's not like you don't have venues. It's not like you're not in one of the fight capitals of the world. You're just not paying fighters out there and they're leaving. And they're going to go to better places. So the UFC and Karate Combat and the rest of these organizations are going to keep getting great fighters because you guys aren't running things correctly, right? So take care of your fighters, man. These guys put their lives on the line to make sure fans and you have a good show. And the least you could do is try to make sure they could put some fucking food on the table, or at least try to put some food on the table. And it sucks, but sometimes there's great organizations and there's bad organizations, right? And we'll figure it out. And people talk shit about the UFC all the time and talk about the pay and like that it's not the best, but at least they get fucking fights.
But you don't have guys jumping ship to go other places. That's the difference.
You don't. I mean, it's the best place in the world. It's like jumping the NBA to go to the G League or fucking overseas. It's like, it's no point here. Might as well just stay here, stick it out, buddy. Ain't no need to go in there. But yeah, man. Any comments about this, Mac?
Yeah. The whole jump the ship thing, I will just say that I think that's why a lot of the people that leave the UFC go to Karate Combat, because it doesn't feel like you're jumping ship to go to the JV league. You're just going to a different sport and you have a new life in your career.
100%.
I will say that there are some issues that one has to figure out for why they're not getting fights. Like, one fact is that they have 4 different sports that they have to accommodate on a card.
Yeah.
Like, that takes away spots from other fighters. And that's why some of their divisions are very shallow, because you're not having those contender fights, because like UFC has early prelims fights that nobody watches, but they have those fights just so that they can develop the talent so that they can get to the point where they're in spots where people are watching.
Yeah, they build up their fighters.
Those are the best fights too.
Yeah, the
Because
prelims.
I'm like,
Me
oh,
and Matt, like when me and MMA pickers are texting the most during UFC is the prelims. Like literally, I'm telling you, like, what the fuck was that? This shit is crazy. And it is. You're right. Like you have to build up that talent first, and you have to have spots for them in order to do it. I think Casey does a really good job at like finding talent that they know is like really good in the ring and really good outside of the ring as far as just like energetic. Got people like a War Kazimba. Like these guys are like diamonds in the rough that you find, right? Arturo Vergara, right? These people are very energetic, very social people, and like they build those people up. And you're not going to be able to do that if you don't get them out there fighting because people can't see them. What are they talking about? They're talking about their life. Like people, they're watching them for fighters, right? And some of them care about their life stories, but not the biggest thing to them. So,
The other issue is that they are based out of Asia, and in general, 180, 185 and above, it's very hard to find fighters for.
yeah, Muay Thai is very small. Those guys are really small guys.
Yeah, like there's no major heavyweight Muay Thai title.
Yeah. Everybody in Asia that's doing heavyweight shit are sumos.
Yeah, and that's actually what Ryzen's been working on for Japanese MMA is they've been trying to get the Kyokushin heavyweights and the sumo heavyweights to go to MMA, and that's how they're developing the Japanese heavyweight division.
That would be gas.
I'm ready for it.
I would love it. I'm so ready for it.
But that also explains why it's so difficult, because if you're based out of Asia and most of your talent is in the West, that's very expensive to fly your talent over. And the other issue is the fact that there's not that many big guys in general that are of quality level. They're mostly locked up in Glory, UFC, and PFL.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Those are two issues that they have to overcome, because not getting fights is also an issue with the lower weight classes, but it's just exponential welterweight above.
Yeah. Totally agree, man. One championship, get your shit together, man. Like you gotta figure it out one way or the other. Somebody's on an airplane right now. Taking off, MMA picker? It sounded like you was taking off. You were in a jet plane for a sec. But yeah, man, one championship got to get together. They're going to keep losing guys. They're going to keep coming up. Let all the good guys come up.
The
We love
clipping
it.
contest that's coming in really loud.
We love it. Oh, is that what it is? Oh shit. I didn't even hear music coming from it. All right. Well, speaking of that, clipping contest. All right, let's talk about this. First off, shout out sponsor of the show, Karate Combat, always and forever. Love these guys. Amazing. If you haven't already, man, boom, I'm gonna put this up at the top for you. But where the fudge? Oh, here it is. Put this up at the top for you. Look at that. If you can look at your top, I think that's all right for you guys. Left for us. You can scan that QR code right there. Go to karate.com. You can check out everything that we're talking about. The fighters. Download the app. You can vote on the fighters. You vote on your fighters. It helps support them as well. 10% of the prize pool goes to the fighters. 9% goes to the winner. 1% goes to the loser. So you can support your favorite fighters. You can also win money and you can't lose money. So it is a no loss betting system. It's not technically gambling. You just vote. Using your karate token, you can win percentages back, and you can't double your money, triple your money, and that stuff, but you'll never lose, right? So that's kind of perfect. Also, on top of that, what they do with that and just helping out their community, they're starting something new, which me and Only Larpin have been talking about this for a while. He's been trying to get it done. We've been kind of like in the backgrounds trying to get stuff together. Him and the rest of the team got it together, and the clipping contest is here. So tomorrow I will be live streaming. I don't know if you guys want to jump in. I guess I could talk to you guys afterwards. I'll be live streaming the event tomorrow. I'm gonna do a watch party. If you guys want to jump in, we can do it together. But if you are watching the event, you could clip us, you could clip the event, you could clip anything. This one for this one, I'm pretty sure is Kickback 1 or 2. But basically, let me break it down to you. You can get paid $500 in karate token for creating the best Kickback karate edit. All right. So basically, all you have to do is join the Karate Combat Discord. After that, you're going to go through the verification process on the Discord to get the role KC Clipper, okay? So make sure you get the role. Go to the main channel section in the Discord and locate the sub channel for Karate Chop. Submit your best edit in the Karate Chop channel by Tuesday, November 12th, 11:59 Eastern, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So that's right before 12 o'clock, right before the November 13th hits, all right? Content has to be from Kickback 1 or 2. You can find those on YouTube for free, all right? Step 4, stay tuned on socials for the winners. So they'll post the winners on Twitter. And step 5, watch Kickback 3 live. And you can watch it with us if you want to. You can watch it at home. It's free on everything, man. It's free on YouTube. Nah, this is real money, bro. This is real money, chickens. I hit you up, bro. I DM you. I haven't talked to you since I've been on this wave. But yeah, this is real money. You can cash it out for real money. It is in crypto, but you can cash it out for real money, and it's super simple. I literally just cashed out $1,000 worth of it yesterday, and it took me like 10 minutes. This clip of contest is amazing, and from my understanding, they are going to continue these. These are not stopping. All right. So all you got to do is make your best edit. If you know how to edit already, if you know how to do videos like me, Mac, we all do videos and stuff. It's super easy. I'm not going to do it because technically I work for Karate Combat. So I'm not going to do it. What are predictions for Karate Combat 3 will be? We're literally getting into that next. So stick around. We're going to break down the entire card. So yeah. So this is going down. Clipping contest. Super dope. I want to hear what you guys got to feel about Karate Combat and what they're doing for their fans while I take this call from my wife because I have to make sure she's okay.
So for me, it was funny that he said that he's not doing a clipping contest because I actually did submit a clip.
Is that allowed?
Yeah. And I hope I didn't scare people away because like, it might be different now, but last time I checked, I was the only one that made a edit for Kickback 2. Everyone's been doing Kickback 1.
Good to know. Okay. Might have to slide in there with a clip of my own then once I learn how to edit a video.
I'm going to troll and post just me videos of me dancing.
Yeah, I'm not a professional editor. I just got into this and just by taking clips from either the social media or taking from the YouTube videos and just using the in-app editors. You guys don't need to be professional editors to go into this clipping contest. So if you want to win 500 karate, you might even surprise yourself on how well of a video you do.
Yep. I'm going to tell you something right now. I do not spend time editing a lot of videos. For this entire channel, if you check out our shorts and all our videos, they get edited by AI. So if you think I'm out here editing all these videos, you got me fucking fucked up. I'm not doing that. It's too much. We literally do 2 hours a week. Do you know how long it would take me to do shorts for 2 hours a week, come up with agendas, do research, do all of this stuff, talk to Karate Combat, make sure we all this stuff? Can't happen. But you can make it happen. Opus Clip works. CapCut's great. It's a few of them that are amazing. Get them, work them out. You can win $500 in karate, and then you could use that to bet and win more money and not lose money. I mean, come on, bro. You can't beat this shit, man. I'm sorry. Couldn't beat it with a bet. All right. Last thing before we get into this thing, really quick, we got to say this, and we talked about it already, so we're not gonna spend too much time on it because we're all super happy about it. But Robelis Despain just coming to fucking Karate Combat. Let's go. Super heavyweight division is coming to Karate Combat. Robelis Despain just coming. He's gonna be showcasing all of those amazing striking skills that he has that he wasn't able to really utilize like he wanted to in the UFC due to a heavy grappling nature of the people that he was fighting. And now he's going to be able to start off a division and possibly be our first super heavyweight champion. I'm super excited about it. And I'm pretty sure everybody else on the panel is too, because we're all big Robelis Despain fans.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like again, I was not in favor of opening up the super heavyweight division unless we got a fighter like Robelis Despain.
Yeah.
He's a fighter worth actually developing a division.
100%. Because he's gonna bring people in. It's gonna be people that fighters, other fighters that watch him in the UFC, like, oh, I think I could take that guy. You know what I mean? That's the fighter's mentality. Bring him in. Let's go. Let him come in. Think they could beat him? We'll see. You know, it is what it is. But beautiful Pickers, you got anything to say about this?
Yeah, I really want to hear Mac's take on this. I mean, I've been watching Robelis his whole career. I know exactly what he's capable of. What do you think as far as, I know you're a little bit more in tune with this, recruiting opponents for him? Any names come to mind? Likely opponents?
I think it's going to be a situation like if you build it, they will come. Like early on, it's probably not going to be too many big names because a lot of the best heavyweights are already locked up.
Sure.
I do have a guy though, because I am a talent scout. He's, Rug just won the heavyweight title at 1.
Yep, against Malcolm.
I know another high-level Senegalese wrestler that actually cross-trains with El Hadji Endur, and he trains karate under El Hadji Endur. So that's a guy I want to get into karate combat if possible.
Fire.
That would
Fire.
be good.
Fire.
Don't underestimate these Senegalese wrestlers. I don't know if
No,
you
yo, bro, have you seen the Senegalese boxing thing? We're gonna watch it one day. We're gonna watch it. It looks like Muay Thai. They have like they just have the hand wraps and they're just sitting there banging. I'm talking standing and banging the whole time. I love it. But yeah, super happy about that.
The other guy I want to get in, he's locked up with Ryzen, but like this is the white whale, I feel, is Mikio Ueda. He's one of the greatest karate heavyweights of our generation. So Ryzen don't need him. We need him.
Yeah. I like when you hear greatest karate heavyweights. Yeah, we need him. He got to come on over. He got to come on over. All right. Last thing, I swear we're done with this news after this. But we got to talk about this. Tyson versus Jake Paul is fucking Friday. This week is crazy for combat sports. You got Casey, you got Tyson versus Paul, you got UFC, LFA. It's a bunch of shit this weekend. John Jones and Mike Tyson are fighting on the same week. I never thought I would say those words. But it's happening. And I would never thought I would say Mike Tyson's fighting Jake Paul in the same sentence, but it's happening, okay? Listen, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm not taking Jake Paul in this fight. I don't care how great he's looked. I don't care who he's knocked out. I'm not taking anybody but Mike Tyson, and I need to know what my co-hosts are taking because next week we might have a whole new crew. Let me hear it, boys.
How many rounds is it?
Who's getting fired?
It's like, I think it's what, 8 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, it's like 8 3-minute rounds, yeah.
Okay, so that's the only X factor I'd say here because Mike Tyson throughout his whole entire boxing career he either knocked him out early or he started gassing towards the later rounds.
Yes,
and that's going to be even more of a factor now at his age. But with that being said, he's still Mike Tyson.
He's going to come and try to finish it.
And the thing that his speed is no longer there, but the last thing to go for a fighter is your punching power.
I don't know about the speed not be. It might not be as fast as it was, but
no, I'm talking about like
I don't know how long he can hold up them workout videos that he's doing, like the fight promo videos where he's real quick. I don't know how long longevity.
I'm comparing. I'm making a comparison to older Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah. I mean, to me, it still look kind of smooth, bro. It looked like maybe a little off, but that speed still looked there. I just don't know how long he can hold that speed at a high volume. That's my question on it. His recent training videos are crazy.
How long does Mike Tyson need to be Mike Tyson to beat Jake Paul? That's my question.
One round. He has to be dog. I'm talking not Roy Jones, Mike Tyson. I'm talking about straight dog Mike Tyson that come in and make people upset that they just spent $10,000 on a seat to see him and the fight was over in 2 seconds. That's the one we need. He has to come in and kill Tyson, kill Paul, or Paul's going to get him in the later rounds just due to him sheerly gassing out. I agree with Mike Tyson. He has to get it done quickly or is out.
Yeah, if he can muster up 2-3 minutes of the original Mike Tyson. I know he's 60. It's going to be a tall order. And obviously, there's no way in hell he's doing that for 8 rounds. We've been seeing him walk around New York with a cane and having heart trouble that pushed this fight off. But if he can just muster up old legendary Mike Tyson for 2 or 3 minutes, Jake Paul is going to be face down on the canvas.
Yeah. I think he has to get him against. I think he has to get him in the
tall order.
I also don't know, like, it's also kind of crazy that I don't know why Jake Paul did this fight because he's a natural heavyweight. Jake Paul's not a natural heavyweight.
Nah, yeah, he's not a natural heavyweight. Jake Paul is like
190 at best.
Yeah, but I want to see a test. Is there testing for this? Because Jake Paul got real fucking big, bro.
I mean, if there's no testing for this, that's better for Mike.
Yeah, I mean, true indeed. If he would like to do it himself,
there's enough science out there to make an old man young.
Yeah, 100%. LeBron James still look fucking good out there spending $1 million a year. What you about to say, Pickers?
LeBron James is 40, not 60, to be fair.
Yeah, facts. He is. He looks like he's 60 though with that hairline. I'm just saying.
Like, I'm serious. Let's not forget. 2 months ago, this guy was seen in New York City walking around with a cane. You know, you can't overlook things like that. Especially, I mean, look, some athletic commission licensed him to fight, so obviously he's in some kind of good shape. His training videos look great. But this dude literally was walking around New York City with a cane 2 months ago. This fight got pushed off from June because he had heart palpitations. I mean,
Yeah.
that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we're gonna find out this weekend. I'm just telling you guys right now. Volkanovski has already lost this year. Max Holloway got knocked out this year. Bilal Muhammad's the champion. Stephen Thompson got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley. And if John Jones and Mike Tyson loses this weekend, I promise you guys, I'm going to fucking crash out 100%. It's no more show. It's nothing. This shit is over. I'm telling you guys right now, the fate of everything depends on John Jones and Mike Tyson winning this weekend. I can take the Jones over the Tyson win, but I also want to see both win. And I'm literally going to be okay, whatever. Fuck it. You know what? We're going rogue today, guys. I don't have time to fuck with this. You know what? And I just don't give a damn right. So, you know, fuck it. We're going rogue today. Yeah, we got shit to do. So listen, so I need Mike Tyson to fucking win. It's simple as that. I need John Jones to win too. I prefer John Jones over Mike Tyson. If we can get a double entendre, I would love it. But let's get into this fight breakdown, man. We got a lot of shit to go over. We got 14 fights, 3 BJJ matches. Let's run through them. Okay, now remember, this is a kickback. Kickback as a lot of debutantes, which means people are fighting in karate combat for the first time. Some looking for contracts, some just looking to get some money for a fight. All right. So some of these guys we don't have a lot of information on. I might not have a lot of information on. That's why I have Mike Tyson MMA pickers, because they're way better at researching shit than I am. And a lot of these guys are Muay Thai guys, which is not my strong suit. I'm more of the MMA fighters and guys from the UFC, stuff like that. So I will be depending on them for some help there, but I do have a lot of basic information for them. Some of these records might not be as accurate because Sherdog, Tapology, and Muay Thai like databases all have like different stuff. So if I am wrong on anything, Mac, MMA pickers, please feel free to correct me. And let's jump into it. First fight of the night, we got Chandio versus Alton. Now, Chandio's from Pakistan. Pro record that I did find was 2-0. He has 1 kickboxing win on Tapology, unanimous decision. And he also has a kickboxing win from BKK. The first one is from KO1 Kickboxing. The second one's from BKK Kickboxing against Shahayub, I would say. He won that in is that 4 seconds? Hold on. Let me stretch that out a bit. Via KO. He won that KO round 2. Yeah, 4 seconds. Well, 4 seconds left in round 2, which is crazy. And the better odds on him is -70. And he's going against Mehmet Alton, who's from Turkey. Fighting style is Wushu Kung Fu. And his record I could not find. And the betting odds on him is 140. So obviously the odds makers feels like this guy is a lot better than Chandeo with a 140. And I want to hear if my co-hosts have anything about these guys.
Yeah, I got, as Fazen said, I got some of the fight ops notes here.
Okay, awesome.
Apparently 18-1 as a pro fighter, 15-2 in amateur, UAE national champion, Pakistan national champion in Muay Thai. He has cross-trained a bit in MMA, but his main background is in kickboxing. He also has somewhat of a Kyokushin karate background. He's also honoring his father by wearing his father's belt, because his father was very big in Pakistani Kyokushin karate, and his uncle also trained in it. Hold on, I actually got the fight name pronunciation here.
Chandio.
I'll probably still butcher it, but Abdullah Chandio is he's an upcoming fighter in karate combat right now. Not karate combat, in striking in Pakistan right now. Yeah. Sorry, actually just lost. Here we are. He's an upcoming fighter in Pakistan. He's like, all the media attention in Pakistan right now is saying that he's the next big thing in striking. So that's one
know about that. Shazib Bren's still alive.
Yeah, that's why he's coming up. And I think, honestly, he's probably a fan of Shazib, considering what he pulled off at the weigh-ins today.
What did he do?
He pushed.
That was the one who kicked. Yeah, he did. He kicked Shandale. Yeah, he kicked Shandale. Yeah.
So Mehmet is 47-3 in Sonda. I don't know if that's pro
Yeah.
or amateur. Fazan, and can you clarify if that's amateur or pro?
Is that the matchmaker Faza?
Yeah, he's one of the matchmakers.
Yeah, I was good, bro. I know who that is. That was the one that was in Singapore with me. Was it Singapore? Singapore. Yeah, Singapore. He's the one who made the belt, right?
Yeah, 1-0 in pro kickboxing, 4-time Turkish national champion, 2-time European champion in Sonda.
And here's some there's some right here. Shout out Fazan in the chat right now. One of our beautiful matchmakers over at Karate Combat. Giving us some fight ops notes in here. Alton is 45-3 and 1-0 in Sonda kickboxing. We've seen quite a few Sonda guys come over to Karate Combat too. But what are we feeling here? Are we going with what the odds makers are saying? Do we think Alton is
Yeah,
because
could you
I
read
don't
off
have
the-
much on Alton. I mean, we have his 45-3 here. 1-0 in Sonda.
I think this. I think Chandio is the favorite for this fight. I'd pick.
Oh
him.
yeah, he is. He's not minus 170. I'm sorry. Like I said, a lot of caffeine, little sleep. Chandio is the favorite in this one.
The real factor here is like how good it. Well, he did Muay Thai, so the clinch is not going to be a huge issue for him. So I'd say Chandio is. For some of these prelim fights, I wasn't able to really watch too much tape. So, basing off what I've read and what I've heard, I'd say that this is Chandio's fight to lose.
To lose? Oh,
Like,
so basically saying like it's in the bag for him unless he fucks it up, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Chandio's. I want to say it was RWS fight, one of his recent ones, which he did really good. Like I like the striking, very clean striking, really quick. You find out with a lot with the Muay Thai guys. Yeah, it's just not gonna work for me today. Really quick with his strikes and his kicks, getting them up really fast. Very lengthy too. He's very tall. It's comparing, especially to Alton. I was looking at the face off. He towers him a bit.
Is it a Pakistani thing that they're just all really, really tall for their weight division?
Does it what?
It seems like all the Pakistani fighters are just really tall for their weight division.
They're naturally slim, like Thai fighters. They're like just super naturally slim. I think Pakistani just have just a little bit more of that height advantage versus the Thai fighters and what they got going on. But yeah, agreed. A lot of the Pakistan fighters we get, like Shazib, is extremely tall for his weight division. So yeah, interesting to see. So height advantage. Looks like the odds makers like him. I mean, I like him too. I like Chandio to win this one. Something about Pakistan fighters, man, coming to Karate Combat, they do really well. If you remember the Pakistan versus India last time, the only Pakistan fighter that did lose was the guy who came in on like a day's notice. So, I mean, they've been doing really well at Karate Combat. And honestly, I like Chandio. Like I said, I watched his RSW fight. I couldn't find much on Mehmet. But interested to see what he's going to bring. I do love Wushu Kung Fu style. So I want to see what forms he'll bring in and what he'll utilize in that. But also, yeah, I'm taking Chandio on this one. I think everybody is in agreement that Chandio is the favorite here, and I think we're going to rock with him. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. So there we go. Moving on to the next one. And this one originally was a different fight. We were getting Pakistan versus India part 2. But now we are not. We are actually getting Ashiroka versus Kalazans. And Kalazans, we talked about Ashiroka before. Ashiroka's from India, 26 years old, 8-0-1 on the boxing, which she has a really great boxing record. So really good with her hands. MMA record's 4-3. It's a little bit like half and half there. She lost the submissions on those. We talked about that, right? Something that's not really a big factor or deal in Karate Combat. So she's going to be straight there, I feel like, in that department. With that being her only losses, she is also the favorite in this one. Moving on to her opponent, Melina Kalazans. I hope I'm saying that right. She's fighting out of Bangkok. She's got a Muay Thai background. Also, her husband fights Muay Thai. I think he's a champ somewhere. Not for sure, but not a lot of information on her as far as like records and stuff like that. If Fazan, if you have anything on her, I would love, or any of the guys up here, if y'all got anything on her, I would love to hear it. But honestly, I liked Ashiroka in the first one. I was kind of split in between the Ashiroka and Nita Karim fight. I kind of like the Nita Karim style as well. She's like really heavy on like striking and just like moving forward the whole time. Also like Ashiroka, like I said, she fought Stan Fairtex, and the fact that she could bang in there with her, I mean, like Stan Fairtex just being in the ring with her is just it shows the level of the skill that you have. And I feel like it's going to shine in this. And I might be wrong of me for sleeping on Melina, but with not much information on her, I kind of got to side with Ashiroka on this one. I think the knockout queen is going to get the job done. Boys, how you feeling?
I 100% agree with you. I'm riding Ashiroka on this one. I think her biggest struggles in one championship were the grappling. 2 of her 3 last losses were by submission, including that Stamp Fairtex fight you mentioned. And the 3-round decision she lost was definitely a very grappling heavy affair. I think it speaks to how a lot of people don't want to stand with her. She's called the knockout queen for a reason. I think her first 4 or 5 wins on the regional scene came via knockout when she started her career.
Yep.
And I think she can continue that in karate combat. Anytime you can be in the 115-pound women's division and be called the knockout queen, that's a good sign to me. That's a green flag. So
100%.
I'm gonna rock with Roca on this one as well.
Yeah. Also, just quick thing, Roca has also fought for one championship, Super Fight League, EMD fight, and EMD Fight Night, as well as coming over to Karate Combat. Just some background on her. Like I said, I don't have much on Melina. Hopefully, Mac does from the Fight Op notes on Miss Calazans. Nope, not much. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, listen, we didn't know much about Awar Kazimba neither, but look, he's on this card again and he knocked out Askarov, which we didn't think of. So, I mean, we could be sleeping on lack of information, but I mean,
yeah, the big question is how much has she been training? Like what shape she's in? Like honestly, I wouldn't blame someone for taking a pass on this one, on the vote or on the betting lines.
I honestly was thinking about it on the betting part, like on the betting side of things. I was thinking about like skipping over it,
just because there's too many X factors here, and like Ashiroka is a very great striker, but even in that Stamp Fairtex fight, there was some struggles and openings that Stamp was landing on the feet. I don't know if Melina is at the same caliber striker as Stamp Fairtex.
not with no record.
Well,
I don't know. She could be.
We don't know
chance.
because Muay Thai records are hard to find.
yeah,
True
she's done quite a bit of Muay Thai. That's all we really can figure out.
Yeah. And then also the question is, how good is Ashiroka in the clinch? Because what we've seen in Karate Combat is the clinch of Karate Combat is more similar to Muay Thai right now in the meta than it is in MMA.
Yeah, that's how Raymond Daniels lost.
Yeah,
Eddie Farrell got him in that clinch and was tearing his ribs up, and he brought down his energy levels, and Raymond Daniels wasn't able to do what he wanted in that final round. So it's definitely a factor, 100% a factor.
Yeah, and also as we saw with Lee Lashan, Moradi was able to get in that clinch, make the fight dirty, and take away some advantages.
100%. I forgot all about the.
But the other factor is I don't think Melina's fought with the small gloves, and you can't defend the same way. And with Roca's power, that's dangerous.
Yeah, and Roca's knocking girls out with boxing gloves. So
and you're not going to make those adjustments in less than a week.
Yeah, 100%. You're definitely not.
Considering the fact that she's done a good bit of MMA, she will be somewhat prepared for the clinch.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying she's going to be helpless, but so did Raymond Daniels. Raymond Daniels did MMA. He trained at a Muay Thai gym, but it's just your instincts are not for those extended clinch examples. When people get into a clinch in MMA, they're working towards the takedown. They're not thinking of it more as a striker. They're thinking of the clinch more as a grappler.
Yeah, 100%. Well, looks like we all gonna take Asha on this one, man. We haven't found any devil advocates picks yet. I think we'll get to them really soon. This is one I like too, man. This is a dope one. Two guys that I feel like are really, really great strikers. One, you got Oscar, is 27, fighting out of New Zealand. He's got a 2-0 MMA record. I do not know exactly what his boxing record is. If you have it, Mac, I would love it. but he's also done boxing as well. From the fights I did see, he had really good fights. He had a TKO against Charlie Rondina. That one was really good. I love that one. He also has one loss in boxing to some guy, Terrence Montgomery. And he is the favorite at a -160. Now he's going up against Naimov. Oh my gosh. Here we go, guys. You ready? Here goes the start of these names. Faradashan. Okay, yeah. Naimov. Naimov is from Russia, nicknamed the Big Bear. He's also a Muay Thai fighter, has very strong kicks, including this spinning back kick that he kept using in this one fight that I watched. Oh my God. I mean, he's landing it literally like right here on the chin, like every time. It's beautiful. And he's doing it in Muay Thai fights. And he's the one going up against Oscar Remihama. Now, I couldn't find much of a record for Naimov neither with the whole Muay Thai side of things. I need a good Muay Thai site to research the stuff. The one I do have
doesn't really exist.
Yeah, I'm about to say the one that I have, the two that I have been using have very little stuff. And I understand that they do a lot of fights like in like clubs and like bars and stuff out there. So a lot of times it's not recorded properly. But I don't know, dude. I kind of like playing devil advocate on this one, and I kind of like the underdog here, man. I kind of like Big Bear. Watching the fights, Oscar has great kickboxing. Like he has kickboxing fights as well. But I don't know, man. Naimov, it just seems like his kicks might be a factor in this. Something like a War Kazemba, we'll get to that later too. Like he has a crazy volume of kicks where he could just keep throwing them and throwing them and throwing them and throwing them and throwing them back to back, left, right, spinning, like right. He has that, and I feel like it could be a factor in this. We've seen a lot of the times like kicks are something that can change the fight in karate combat, either by weakening a leg and slowing up movement, mobility, or just being able to use it as a feint to get to something else and get a knockout punch. Shazier Ren is really good at this, right? He feints the knees a lot and then comes over with a right hand or a kick. So I kind of like Naimov on this one. I'm not locking it in yet. I kind of want to do a little more, see if I can find some more on him, but I do want to hear what my co-host got to say.
Yeah, from the little bit of footage that I've found, I would tend to agree with you. Naimov looks really sharp in there. Looks like he's had some notable wins at some smaller tournaments as well. Seems to have big power in the hands. So, yes, more research definitely needed, but I think I would rock Naimov as well at this point.
Mac?
I got, for the records, Oscar is 32-4 in Pro K1 and Muay Thai with 18 knockouts, 2-0 in MMA. And Naimov is 40 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw in Muay Thai and K1, 2-time Russian kickboxing champion and Bangla Stadium champion. I'll be honest, I don't know how coveted Bangla Stadium is. Like, yeah. Within
not
Muay
like
Thai,
Lumpini or something.
Yeah, it's not Lumpini, it's not Raja Damnern, it's not Channel 7 Stadium. Those are like the big Muay Thai titles.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means in Muay Thai. Like I'm pretty knowledgeable about the Muay Thai scene, but that is one area that I'm not too sure.
If anybody in the chat knows about that stadium, please say something in the chat. Also, thank you everybody that's out here, man. We got like 220 viewers over on Twitter, man. You guys are amazing. Love you guys. Showing us love, man. We'll be going through this whole thing, but
Remy Hanna also trained out of City Kickboxing originally.
Yes, he did.
He went to Soma Fight Club.
Well, that's an accolade to have.
Yeah.
So I'd say the more well-rounded striker for this rule set is probably Remy Hanna.
Yeah. True indeed.
But again, this is 2 debutants. I haven't watched enough footage on this. I'd say Remy Hanna is the favorite, but if his opponent is a big underdog, I wouldn't say it's a bad choice to go with the opponent.
Yeah.
I think Remy Honda
is a +1
dog, right?
Yeah. Remy Honda is -160, and right now Naimov is a +130.
That's
if you're
on
looking,
the app, he's only 43%. So
I'm probably going Remy Hanna then.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. You could get that arbitrage bet in, man. You take Remy Hama on one and you take Naimov on the other one. You just take which one you feel like is more important. I mean, honestly, if I'm a betting man, which I am, I would definitely put my money on the positive guy, right? Plus 130 over at betonline.ag. They do have the bets up. Shout out Nick for getting the bets out and the odds, guys. I don't know if you guys doing a betting show this week, Mac.
No, that's why I'm glad you invited me on this one, because
Okay.
I did
Get your
so much
fix in?
research. Like outside of these three fights,
Yeah.
the first three fights, I did so much research on
Yeah.
these fighters that like I'm glad that I was able to actually talk about these fights. We'll say that I lost my train of thought. Go.
All good. Well, then, look, since you did so much research, let's keep moving. All right. The next fight we have a returner to Karate Combat, also a vet in the game. My boy Dana. Is it Dana or Dana? Dana, right? Dana. Do it. Dana is going to be fighting again. Shout out him, UFC vet. Been around for a while. Definitely a great striker. Amazing. Love to see him going up against Freddie Gonzalez, who has a record of 0-1 from what I found. He's ranked number 12,966 in Europe. So Dana is definitely super overdog on this one. He's with a minus 355. I think kind of this one is like a chip shot on the 10-yard line for a field goal. You kind of know what's going to happen here. But like I said, can't sleep on it. We thought Wars Kazimba was going to lose to Askarov, and he surprised the shit out of us. So, but little background. Gonzalez he's Puerto Rican. I want to say. I'm pretty sure it was one of the.
I thought it was Dominican. It's one. He's
one
a
of the two.
He's Latino from Sweden. He's a Latino from Sweden.
Yeah, one of the two. We'll whichever one he is, right? I think it said Puerto Rican. I'm not for sure. For some reason, it's not in my notes anymore. Which every other person where they're from is in my notes, except for Freddie Gonzalez, which is crazy. But whatever. But he's fighting in the Nordic region, fighting in Sweden. His last fight was to Mirza. I'm not even going to try to butcher this, but he got TKO'd in round 1 with 32 seconds left. And Dana is nicknamed Storm from Mongolia. Tough motherfuckers, man. Tough motherfuckers in Mongolia, man. 35 years age, 12-5-0. A lot of that's in the UFC. He's got 3 consecutive TKO losses to Brady Heathstand. And Kung Ho Kang. So I think this was pre-Karate Combat. But in Karate Combat, he's been doing really well. Last fight, guy tried him. It was one of those fuck around and find out moments. He tried him at the face-offs, at the ceremonial weigh-ins, and he fucked around and found out, and Dana put the hands on him. And he ended up losing. So Dana's coming back off that beautiful win. He's fighting this guy, Freddie Gonzalez. Don't got much on this guy. He is like a negative effort. I mean, he's like a plus 250, I think it was. For some reason, all of his stuff is gone on my notes.
He's also a short notice replacement.
Yes, he's also a short notice replacement because we talked about Dana fighting somebody else like 2 weeks ago. So with that being said, I'm definitely taking the Mongolian man. I'm taking Dana here. I'm taking the experience. I think Freddie's a little bit younger than him. Dana is on the older side of things, 35 years old. But I mean, this bantamweight's been around forever. He's fought a lot of good people. He's been at the top stage. He's came down, humbled himself. He's been doing really well over here. And I don't see us stopping on this guy. Nothing against Freddie Gonzalez. I just don't know much about him. I don't have to go with the Karate Combat guy. I got to go with the vet here. I'm going to go with Dana on this one.
From the tape I've seen, I'd say that like when it comes to clean striking, Freddie Gonzalez is probably the better striker. But again, it's that pressure that is famous for those Kyokushin guys that Dana is going to put on his fighters. He has that knockout power. He's going to make the fight dirty, and that's going to make it a more difficult fight for Freddie. I don't know how much he's going to be prepared for that because that's also on a short notice, and he has so much experience plus also pit experience. So that plays heavily into favoring Dana for this matchup. But I wouldn't say that Gonzalez has zero shot of winning this.
Yeah, no. He's got a plus 250 shot of winning this.
I think you both had the fight pretty spot on. Just to give a little bit more context to that, just to speak to Dana's knockout power, he has 8 wins in MMA, and 7 of them came in the first round. Not just speaking to his power, but speaking to his style. Gonzalez obviously is a little bit more of specifically a striker than an MMA fighter. He actually has wins over the Thailand national team, which I imagine is probably pretty good at striking. So, as far as crisp, clean technique, just because he has more experience in a traditional Muay Thai ring or in a traditional kickboxing setting, definitely give the edge on that to Gonzalez. But at the end of the day, this isn't a point match. This is a fight. So I can see why Danaz is such a favorite. Being able to accomplish that, especially in the UFC, being able to finish all those fights so early on. That's not just a testament to the power, but to the way he fights. So I'm gonna rock with Danaz as well.
Yeah, 100%. And for clarification, Freddie Gonzalez is actually a plus 265. So super underdog in this one. If you're looking for some value, you think he might be able to pull it off, there's some value right there. Plus 265. I'm pretty sure like $20 on that to get you a nice little dinner with the wifey. So yeah, man, if you're looking for that underdog, that D-Gen play, man, Freddie Gonzalez, somebody who's good in Muay Thai going up against a vet in the game, and maybe he could pull it off. I mean, plus 265 says he can, but minus 355 says the knock stops that. But we don't know. We won't know until when? Tomorrow. All right. Make sure you're watching it. Also, tomorrow, you see the bottom Thursday, November 14th, 6 a.m. Eastern. Yes, I know that's super early. But if you're getting up, what better way to drink your coffee than to be watching prelim fights? I mean, I can't think of no better way to wake up in the morning, right? I mean, coffee and prelim sounds like a fucking day to me. So, if you're up tomorrow, if you're not at work, please tune into the fights starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow. It is because it's in Thailand, 12-hour difference. So it'll be starting at 6 a.m. and it'll be going throughout the day. We're doing a watch party tomorrow. And also you can catch it free on YouTube, UFC Fight Pass, DAZN, quite a few other spots you can too as well. Instagram, X, TikTok, you name it. It's free everywhere. It's no reason why you shouldn't be able to watch Cardi Combat. It's no freaking paywall. Moving on to the next fight. Okay, this is where stuff gets interesting because I do not know how to say any of these last names. So fucking bear with me, guys, okay? Because this is gonna be rough. All right. So we got Sirfan. Yeah, I'm not even trying to say that the K. Oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. Like, chat, I'm gonna post this in the chat so you guys can see. Like, it's no way, man. I literally have to be like a linguistic specialist to get this name correct, bro. And it's part of it's.
Just go with fight names. Just go with fight names for the time.
Satanfa. I think that's how you say it. Satanfa. Fighting out of Thailand, record 34-19. He has recent record. He has 1 and 4 in his last 5 fights, which isn't great. But 4 of those losses were all at Ramadan. Ramadan. Raja, yeah, what he said, World Series. So it wasn't like it was some really like low end fights. He's losing on the high, like a big stage. It's 5'10", fighting at 160, and he is the favorite in this fight right now. He's going up against Nikita Gershmith. Yeah, you guys can read it if you want.
You want to phone in a friend here?
Yeah. Let me phone in Mac Tyson for this pronunciation, please.
Gerasimovich.
There we go. Gerasimovich. All right. He's 1-1-0 and the betting. Well, hold on. It's no way they're both at minus 115. Oh, maybe it's a pick'em. Maybe it is. Hold on. Let me double check what you sent me. Is it a pick'em?
It is a pick'em.
It is definitely a pick'em. Okay, we got a pick'em here. All right. So, like I said, Nikita is 1-1-0 from what I can find. Another guy's 34-19. Like we said, Muay Thai records can sometimes be hidden, so he might have a lot more wins than that. We don't know for sure. On this one, this is a pick'em, and honestly, I think this is one of the ones I didn't have time to really get into. And as it being a pick'em, I would honestly be scared to take this. If it was me, I mean, with it being a pick'em on the betting odds site, which means that it must be very close to skill level. As a betting man, I'd probably stay away from it. Maybe take an over/under. As
there's history on this fight though. There's important context.
As a karate combat voter, I would just vote an underdog. But let's hear some insights from Mac and MMA pickers and see what they got on this one. I'm gonna actually stay away from this one because 1, I can't say neither one of their names, and 2, I just don't know.
So Satanaf, and also just to add context to what you said about the Rajanam World Series, everybody knows about how great One Lumpini is, but right now in the Muay Thai world, the 2 big organizations to fight in is either one championship or the Rajadamnern World Series, which goes for more like traditional Muay Thai. They have the music, they have the big gloves, and it's more of a tournament format.
Yeah.
But those are the two big dogs right now in the Muay Thai world. Santanafa, I actually don't know how to pronounce that one. I couldn't find anyone actually pronouncing it. Is 143 wins, 30 losses, and 4 draws. WBC world champion. Nikita is 35 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw, and has a lot of IFMA titles. But here's where the key thing is. Nikita already has a win over Satanafa by knockout. This is a grudge match.
Interesting. Which makes this pick'em even more of a pick'em at this point, because now you have ulterior motives from certain people of revenge and seeking redemption. Anything else on this fight that we need to know, Mac?
I'd say that's the big thing right now is the fact that it was probably a while back because it was on a local Russian show, and I believe Gerasimovich trains out of Thailand now. So they're both going to be in great shape. They don't have any jet lag, so it's going to be an interesting fight for this one. It's truly a pick'em, I'd say, for this one.
Truly a pick'em. Hey man, well, do you have any information, MMA pickers? Any analysis that's leaning you either way on this?
Well, I think that just tipped the scales for me. I know that Santafa fought in one for a little while. He's coming off of a couple of difficult losses over there, including a knockout in his most recent fight. So I think that combined with the fact that Nikita also already has a win with him, and the odds are at pick'em, I'm just going to go with Nikita just based on that information alone.
Well, so hold on, Mac, what was your choice again? You didn't have a choice. You just gave context, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's pick'em. My gut is saying Satnam. I feel like he might get the win here, but I'd say if you're going to sit one out, this is not a bad one to sit it out too.
Yeah. I mean, hey, just enjoy it, man. When you got pick'ems like this, man.
I will say, though, on the app right now, Gerasimovich is, I believe, the underdog, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, he's the 44% underdog. So at the underdog bet, when he already has a knockout win.
I mean, hey, that's a nice choice. It seems like you're playing it pretty safe there if you go with that one for sure. But yeah, interesting to see, man. I want to see. I did actually. This guy, I feel like I did see him fight. I don't know. I watched so many Muay Thai fights. The Muay Thai music is still moving. It's still going in my head right now from those RSW fights and stuff, bro. Still, like, I still have this constant in my head right now. So, but it's all good. One day it'll go away. I don't know. But yeah, man, a good pick'em. Probably going to be a great fight to watch. Probably one of the best ones on the prelim. So make sure you don't miss this one. Check it out. Moving on to the next one. Oops, I went too fast. Hold on, let me go back. I think we're here. Yes. Which this one, I'm interested in, man. You got our boy Joe versus Elad Suman. Elad Suman, Muay Thai fighter. I want to say he's fighting out of Israel, but he's something else. I want to say Ugandan. Ghanaian, yeah, I knew it was something. Ugandan is award's Ugandan. I knew it was 2 African fighters on this card. So he's
Ugandan? Is award Ugandan?
Yep, from Ugandan, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check that in a second.
He trains out of Thailand.
Yeah, he trains out of Thailand, but he's Ugandan. I think. I will double check that in 2 seconds. So we got Joe. Joe's 30, karate style, kickboxing style. He has 2 wins in karate combat, correct?
Correct. One by knockout.
Yes, one by knockout. Leo.
Correct. No, wait, no, I don't think he has. I'm gonna double check that.
Yeah. Yep, award is from Uganda. Okay, yep. All right, cool. I should not be getting my African brothers wrong on this. I should.
I'm wrong about that. Yeah, Joe has only had decision wins in.
Okay, they're all unanimous decisions, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so really good at karate combat. He's really good in the pit. That's great movement. Going against Eli Suman, who's his first time in karate combat. He's 25 years old, Muay Thai fighter. 2-2. Is the record that I found. 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, and he is the underdog. Eli Suman's not bad, man. I got to check out some of his. Fights, and to be honest, I was impressed. I'm actually excited to see this fight. I think Joe has the advantage of just like knowing the pit a little bit better, being around karate combat, the rule set, understanding it. Even though the rule set has changed a lot since he's fought last, I feel like he kind of has the advantage there. But I don't want to sleep on Eli Suman here, and I think that's why the odds makers only made him a plus 100 is because I don't think we could call him a slouch in this situation. I feel like Eli Suman does have a good chance. Now, if I were to break it down, like I said, Joe's really great. We've seen him do his thing. He's a little older. He's got 5 years on him. But I mean, on this one, man, I kind of want to play devil's advocate. Usually I'm going to go with the karate guy who's been around, but I like Eli Suman on this one, and I kind of want to hear you guys' take on this.
Well, I did a whole article on this, so I'll let MMA Pickers go first.
Yeah, no, that's obviously a very interesting match. I know that you have a Kyokushin background, so I'm sure you have some good insight on this. I really like Gilad Suman. If you look at his full career, I think he's got, between his amateurs and his pros, probably near 200 fights. He comes from Ma'alot, Israel, which is actually somewhere I spent quite a bit of time. There's a lot of good fighters coming out of that area. If you look at Natan Levy, and then there's a couple of guys coming up through LFA. So I think that there's definitely some good gyms out there where they're getting some good training. I know Elad Suman spent a good amount of time training in Thailand as well. He won the Russian World Cup when he was pretty young. The Russian Cup, the Kickboxing World Cup. I think he won in 2017 or 2018 when he was 17 or 18. And he just has a ton of experience, ton of striking background. He's very good footwork. He's very good from range. And I definitely like the footage I saw on him. So obviously, I think Mirai is a little bit more of the established professional here. But Suman's the young, hungry up and comer. I like the body of work he's put together over his career. I like his athleticism. I'm gonna side with you, Apollo. Play devil's advocate and pick Elad Suman.
All right, Mac, let's hear it. What you got to say, baby?
So, Elad Suman's had a lot of Muay Thai fights. I believe over 70 off the top of my head. I think the fight op notes said 54-18, but I'm pretty sure I saw a fight that had that, so I'm not too sure about that. But he ranked number 5 in the RWS tournament. So that's great. He's a world medalist. He comes in with a mix of a Muay Thai and a Muay Khao stylist. Muay Thai is a kick specialist and Muay Khao is the knee specialist. So at range, he, as MMA Picker says, he'll use that very good footwork, even taunt his opponents, and just blast kicks at range. And when he uses his hands, he'll do it in a very traditional Muay Thai sense where it's short, powerful combinations, but he's using it more to get into that clinch where he'll throw a lot of knees, maybe break off with an elbow and get back to range to start kicking again, or sweep or dump his opponent. He's also good at catching kicks and dumping his opponent. Also, when getting pressured, and this is a key aspect of it, when getting pressured, he also resorts to that clinch. And that's where it's going to come into play because Yo Miyahara, he's a 2-time Kyokushin world medalist, just won the All Japan in Kudo. For people that don't know, Kudo is a martial art that evolved out of karate and judo. A lot of people call it like Japanese MMA because in a karate gi, because that's where the rules that kind of lies, but a little bit more striking focus. And they wear the helmet so that they can headbutt too. Yo has some good elbows that he's thrown in Kudo. So he is actually well known in he's actually pretty good with his elbows in striking. And also in Kyokushin, you can elbow to the body too. So elbow strikes are not going to be new to him. And since the rules have changed, thigh kicks have become legalized. So, and for a Kyokushin stylist, which Yo is like the flagship of Kyokushin karate combat. A low kick to the thigh is like a jab in boxing for a Kyokushin stylist. And Yo is trained with the best. He's trained with people like Peter Ayers, and also kickboxing legends like Ernesto Hust. He's trained with Francisco Filho. Like he's trained with the best of Kyokushin kickboxers. And then competed with Senshi. He went 3-1 with that organization. The one loss was a little controversial because of a headbutt that happened in the fight. He has good knockouts in both kickboxing and Kyokushin, and also in Kudo, even with the helmet, where if you get head kicked with that helmet, you don't really feel it, but yet he was still able to knock out an opponent wearing that helmet.
Sure. That's impressive.
And the fact that grappling is also going to play in is going to help him with karate combat. But that is really the key question here, because Suman is a bit of the better striker, I'd say. But however, the way this is in pure striking, this is actually a favorable matchup, I'd say, for Miyahara, just because since he's coming in with that more Muay Thai style where he's kicking at range to the body, to the head, to the body, that's basically a Kyokushin match. And yeah, he's had 58 fights, but Miyahara's had thousands of fights where he's fought people like that. So that's not going to surprise him. The question is, how is Miyahara going to adapt to the clinch? Because Miyahara is going to come with that forward pressure. He's going to take Suman's best shots coming in, defending some of them, and get into that clinch and make that fight a little bit dirty and show that fighting spirit that Japanese fighters are really known for. But the question is, when they get into that clinch, how well is Miyahara going to be able to clinch fight, break off into the clinch, get the takedowns, or is he going to be manhandled in the clinch? Because if there's a big difference in the clinch fighting, then that plays very heavily into Suman.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, I love the insights on that one, man. Are you going with Yo on this one, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I can't go against my.
I know. We love Yo too. I love Yo too. I gotta play devil's advocate, man. You know I'm a DJ, man. I gotta play devil's advocate on a few of these picks here. But I'm definitely excited to see Yo fight again, man.
This is the biggest challenge for Miyahara. Like the odds have him as a favorite just because of that pit experience, but as in pure like striker to striker mentality, this is probably the biggest challenge Miyahara's faced. I honestly would have liked to see Miyahara get a couple more fights, just because when you're fighting those people with those like ridiculous records, like 100 amateur fights in addition to the either 50 or 70 fights as a pro, that getting to at least like 10 fights is when you really want to be fighting those kinds of guys. But I'm hoping that those 2 wins in karate combat, that pit experience, will help even things out.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's where it does even out. I think it's more of a pick 'em than what they have it at. I think they're just kind of giving him that advantage over that. But moving on to the next one, we got another returner, my boy Ali, which I was very excited and very happy at his debut. He had a crazy TKO and went insane afterwards. He was freaking screaming. I think he ran over to me and dapped me up too. I can't remember. I think I got a video of him like pounding me or some shit after he won. So hey, yo, that sounded crazy. Him giving me a pound, like a fist bump. Him pounding me after he won. That was crazy. Insane work. Okay, crazy work. All right, but no, I did not get pounded out by Ali. I got a fist bump by him. All right. But I love Ali because one, he does shoe boxing, in which, if you know me, I'm a huge My Hero Academia fan, and one of my favorite styles of Deku is shoot style. And I love the shoot style Deku. That was one of my favorite ones. So this to me is my Deku of karate combat, my boy Ali. And he's coming in as a very heavy favorite, bro. Very heavy favorite with a minus 220 against Panja Manseng. And that's probably the easiest one I get to say this whole time. Is that, hold on. Yeah, which his nickname is Marj Singh. And we're not even going to try that, but that's his gym. It's the same one I posted earlier, I think. No, it's actually just looks just like it, but it's not the same thing. Okay, yeah. So if you want to know what I can't say, there it is. All right. Awesome. And the guy he's fighting is 28 years old. Fighting styles Muay Thai. His record that I could find was 2-2-0, 5'5", 138 pounds. And he is the underdog at plus 175. like I said, I love shoot style guys. Ali had a crazy debut. This is Ponja's debut in Karate Combat, and honestly, I've seen a few of Mar Singh's fights. I was impressed. Just don't know if I'm impressed enough to see him get a win over Ali. I really like Ali. I really like his style. He's just really experienced fighter, really good in the pit. Like it seemed like his first fight, he was just already very comfortable, right? And very patient, found his shots, you know what I mean? Took all of the right positioning and shots on his opponent and came out with the dub. And I think he's gonna do the same thing here. Also, yeah, he's from Iran. I don't know if I said that. Karaj, Iran. I hope I'm saying that part right. But I'm definitely going with Ali on this one. Gotta go with my shoot boy. But not pitting not saying anything about Marsing because I'm pretty sure I got 2-0, but Marsing, I'm pretty sure has a very extensive record. One of the guys could probably help me out, or Fazan. But I want to hear what you guys got on this one and what you feel about Ali coming back and making his second appearance at Karate Combat.
Yeah, I mean, after that ground and pound performance at KC 45, it's obviously super exciting to have him back. I always say that three blessed places to wrestle in the world is three blessed places to look at wrestling in the world is obviously Russia. That's the stereotype. Then you have American collegiate wrestling, and then I feel like less people are aware of this Iran. Iran has some absolutely incredible grappling. It's embedded into the culture there. You have kids grappling from a very young age. Kids who are basically born and they're right on a wrestling mat. So whenever you have an Iranian guy who can, employ that judo boxing style, it's going to be very effective. Most of the wrestlers from that region have very strong grappling skills, very good top control. So I think we see more of the same. I'm not too familiar with the opponent, but I'm very excited to see Ali again, especially after watching this footage.
Yeah. Mac?
So Marj Singh, he is, according to these notes, 52-21 in Muay Thai, international Muay Thai champion, Patong champion, Kaolak champion. Ali Zaranfar, 40-2, had that amazing knockout win, which I want to get into a little bit more because I think people are underestimating the significance of that win. Kunlun fight world title. I'll also get into a little bit of that too. Muay Thai amateur titles. But Ali Zaranfar is one of the best fighters fighting in the China scene right now in kickboxing. And his last fight against Shuai Lu Wang, that was one of the other best kickboxers in the China scene right now. I was talking with the Beyond Kickboxing. Shout out to them. They're one of the media outlets that are growing from the grassroots, and their rankings are considered the definitive rankings of kickboxing right now.
Yeah.
And I was talking with them about this fight and of Zaranfar's debut, and they were talking about they were sad that it wasn't a kickboxing fight or that thigh kicks weren't allowed in that first fight because they would have liked to use that fight to actually get Ali Zaranfar into the rankings because that's how pivotal that fight was. He had such a high level opponent. Kunlun fighting is pretty good promotion, but he won a tough fight with a knockout that made it look easy.
Yeah. 100%. Super.
That's why Ali Zaranfar is such a heavy favorite in this fight.
Yeah. He also got a win over Xiang Zheng. That's crazy to say. And Jialong Zhu. I hope I said those right. Those all are two notable wins that he's had over in recent months or years or whatever. But I agree too. Like Ali is a beast, bro. And honestly, I see him doing a lot. And I think it's one of those things like we talked about this before, Mac, right? Not letting a guy come in your house and take over, right?
Yeah.
You can't let him come in the trap and take over your trap, right? You gotta hold it down. So I feel like Ali has that too. He's one of the karate guys, and I feel like a lot of the karate combat actual signed fighters on this one kind of are gonna have that mentality of like, listen, like I gotta go around to other karate guys. These guys might not be here next month or a few months down the line. They might just be fighting on this card, right? Because Kickback's a little different than the regular cards. So I feel like he has that in his mind too. Just guessing here, but I mean, that's how I would feel if I was the guy who was like, all right, I'm a signed guy. I've been here. I'm sticking around. I want to be around. So you can't let the new guy come in and kind of take the food off your plate. So I'm definitely taking Ali here. Pickers, we got to you on this one.
I got Ali.
Okay, Ali, there it is.
Also, just to add, because you mentioned the shoot boxing, just real quick, the shoot boxing is also going to play in here because there's a lot of takedowns that are legal in both shoot boxing and karate combat that are not legal in Muay Thai. So he's going to have a little bit of a stronger grappling repertoire. You could even kind of consider like karate combat rules, like shoot boxing, but instead of the standing submissions and the big gloves, you have small gloves and ground and pound.
Got it. All right, well, we'll see what Ali can do, man. Let's see if Ali can replicate that amazing performance that he had in KC45. But also, we have another returning karateka and one that I love to see fight. And I love to see some big boys fight. We got some big boys coming in here today, man. Tomorrow, we have Elvin Nagaev. One of the guys always mix him and Rafael Nagaev up. Mac always corrects me on that one because I'm a freaking idiot sometimes. I'd be like, Rafael guy, he'd be like, Elvin. I'd be like, Elvin. He'd be like, Rafael. Like, yeah, all right, I'm stupid. Okay, we all know this now. King Apollo's terrible at names. We know this, right? And they asked me to be a commentator. Karate combat, come on, slow. I'm just saying, I'm just playing. But Elvin Nagaev is going against another. We got Ali's back to back. I just noticed that. Is it? No, Elvin Nagaev is fighting Panja. No, hold on. Yeah. Hold on.
No, he's fighting Ali.
Yeah, okay. So Elvin Nagaev versus Ali Aliyev. Elvin Nagaev, a Russian fighter as well, correct? I don't know have something in here.
No,
for him.
Azerbaijani. Elvin Nagaev is Azerbaijani.
Azerbaijani? What is that?
Azerbaijan is one of those like Caucasus region countries.
Got it.
It's
cool.
right on.
Awesome.
It's right under. It's like right near Georgia and Armenia.
Turtle Bite goes a country. Obviously, Turtle Bite. I know it's a country. I'm trying to find geolocations, man. All right, well, not too deep into that. Fighting style karate. He was a national champion in point karate, silver medalist in full contact kickboxing. I'm talking about Elvin here. And he's fought against notable fights recently. Oscar Sosa, Kay Calloway. And he is the favorite in this one. Ali Aliyev, his opponent, is from Russia. Record that I could find was 1-2-0. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fighting style was mixed martial arts. And he is why does it say he is a featherweight?
I had Aliyev. I think you got the wrong Aliyev.
Yeah, I think they gave me.
Aliyev is 1-1 from my notes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. All right, so let's not go off that. Betting odds is 140. He's from Russia. We know that for sure. Yeah, these have to be wrong because it says he's a featherweight.
Yeah. Figures, do you have the same? Does my mental notes match your physical notes? Is he 1-1? Aliyev? I forgot.
I don't know. I know. You know what? When I was looking up this stuff, it was quite a few. See, look, I have it right here. Aliyev fighter. Yeah, the one I have.
Yeah, 1-1 in Muay Thai. Yeah.
1-1. Yeah, the one I have is definitely not him. Yeah. Okay, so somebody has the exact same name as him.
Yeah. You want me to break down Aliyev then?
Oh, I found it. Okay, hold on. I think this is the correct Aliyev. Yeah, but you can break him down. Go ahead. Yeah, I did find the right one. I did find it. It's here.
Yeah, Ali Aliyev is 1-1 in Pro Muay Thai, 4-time IFMA Muay Thai Russian champion, IFMA Muay Thai world champion, Waco kickboxing world champion. He comes from Dagestan, but now trains at Venom Muay Thai. I like this fight because I'd say it's a very fair matchup for Nagaev because, as you mentioned, he comes from that like WKF Olympic karate background, but then also competed in a full contact or American kickboxing, which is above the waist, and got medaled there, which I'd say is the best. Like, for if you're coming straight from a point karate background, the best rule set to first go to is full contact kickboxing, because you're taking your skill set and just basically making it full contact and continuous. But with that being said, he has experience fighting under K1 rules too. And he also has experience fighting under Karate Combat's old rule set. So leg kicks are not going to be new to him. I'd say the big thing here is how well is Agaev going to adapt to the clinch and to the elbows and also the new ground and pound rules. But that's also the new ground and pound rules also goes for Aliev, who's not experienced with that at all. But the big thing that's going to be playing to Agaev's favorite here is that distance management. That Aliev has never fought anyone that fights like Agaev. He's going to be in and out, good distance management, blitzing in with fast combinations, and those long, fast combinations. Unless he's able to really use those elbows and clinch to try to shut down some of that offense, is going to get him knocked out.
Shakers?
Yeah, no, I was really impressed with Elvin Nagaev watching his tape against Oscar Sosa. I thought he did a really good job in every aspect of the fight. Like Mac mentioned, he did a really good job with the distance management. He did a really good job controlling all the grappling exchanges and also neutralizing Sosa's attempts to take it to the ground. Showed off that he was really well-rounded. I really liked his speed quite a bit. Aliev, on the flip side, the most recent tape I could find on him was his bout at Muay Thai One Championship Fight Night. I thought he looked a little off, looked a little slow. He had a hard time finding his opponent. I didn't get a chance to watch too much other tape on him other than that fight that I found from one. But just based on recency bias, I'm going to take the guy who's on a little bit more of a hot streak coming off 2 wins. And I guess I'll pick Agaev for this round.
Yeah, I like Agaev. And Agaev should be fighting Sam Alvey sometime soon, probably after this one.
He's going to make the call up.
Yeah, for sure. He's making a call on Sam Alvey after this one. So I want to see him fight because I want to.
Oh, this is at heavyweight. Okay.
Yes, heavyweight. It's heavyweight. Yeah.
Times.
Which is weird because I like my notes say featherweight. I have no fucking idea. But sometimes what I do is I make my notes and I have ChatGPT order it for me, like organize it for me because I'm slow and I like my notes be all over the place. And I like to have a uniform. And I think in the process it said, you know what, we're just gonna make Ali a featherweight. We're just gonna fix his record. They just picked whatever they want. Maybe they found an Ali. They found one online and just gave me his stuff. So whatever. But I'm going with Agaev too on this one. I like Agaev, and I want to see him fight Sam Alvey, so I want him to win this fight. I think if he doesn't win this fight, I don't think Sam's going to be interested in fighting him. I think he's going to be more interested in Marcus Perez, which I want to see both of them fight. So honestly, if he wins this, I would love to see him fight Marcus Perez and then winner fight. But I digress. We move on because we got quite a few more to get through, and we're trying to get this done by 2. So we're going to try to move quick from here on out. Awar Kazimba. If you don't know who Awar Kazimba is, you obviously did not watch Karate Combat in Singapore because this man had the greatest upset of the night, probably one of the greatest upsets of the year, knocked out a Muay Thai legend and did it in great fashion and had one of the best post-fight speeches ever in Karate Combat. Awar Kazimba is 25 years old, fights Muay Thai, Ugandan fighter that's fighting out of Thailand, 5'10", 140 pounds, and he is a minus 400 in this one. I think it is a very easy pick on this one when you're looking at the betting odds. Yulian is from Ukraine, fighting out of Bangkok. I can't find much about him. A notable win was a KO TKO against Benjamin Horvath in kickboxing, but he is a plus 280 underdog, and this is not one I want to touch after seeing Awar Kazimba. But I will say this. Prior to Awar Kazimba winning that fight against Askarov, he was on like a 3-fight losing streak, and I think 2 of them were KOs. The most recent one before Awar Kazimba was a KO, and the insane part about it is, and this is my caveat to this fight, is I'm going with Awar Kazimba, but the keys to victory for Awar Kazimba is to not get too aggressive. He's an amazing fighter. His great kicks. They're very fast. He can string them along in chains of kicks. He can overwhelm you with punches, but he leaves himself vulnerable for clinches and things that he is not that great at defending. And prime example was the last fight he had before Askarov. He was beating the shit out of this guy. He was kicking him. He was throwing kicks out of the wazoo to the head, to the body. He's throwing body shots, gets a guy in the corner, prime position for you to finish a fight, and he gets knocked out. Right? Caught an elbow to the chin, went straight out. Right out like white out. All right. So Awar Kazimba I feel like he does have a great advantage to win this, but he could be his own worst enemy, and that's the only way he would lose it. So if you're looking for some value in something, Yulian is a plus 280. Awar Kazimba could get overexcited. If he's not patient in this one, he could lose the fight, but he was losing the fight against Askarov, in my opinion, and came back and got a crazy win. So also take that in consideration. I'm going with Awar Kazimba on this one. I like the Ugandan boy. He's definitely doing this thing, but that's not saying that I won't take a bet online on Yulian for plus 280. Just saying. All right. But my boys, what y'all got? Anybody take it away?
Kazimba wins. The Ukrainian has a puncher's chance with a 50% knockout ratio.
Got it. Love it. MMA pickers.
I think you nailed it spot on. Kazimba absolutely shocked me, that fight with Askarov. I still remember we were watching it live, obviously, and but he still leaves me with a lot of questions. Like you said, coming off of a string of losses, he did lose that whole fight until he landed that shot. I don't think he just lost that fight. I think he was getting his ass whooped in that fight. If you're asking me to pick a winner, I'm definitely going to pick Kazimba. If you're asking me who has the better betting value, Kazimba at minus 400 seems absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
So I would probably throw a small sprinkle prop bet at plus 280. Those are pretty nice odds. But if I'm actually picking a winner, just making a prediction, yeah, I think Kazimba should rightfully be the favorite. It's just a 4-1 favorite.
Kazimba, if you're playing it safe.
I think it's just the hype that Kazimba has coming in, because it was the biggest win of his career in this combat.
100%. 100%. I mean, honestly, if he didn't get that win, was there much more of a career after that? You take like 4 or 5 losses in a row, right? Few of them on major stages. People see that, right? And so I think it was do or die for him. He might come in with the same thing. I didn't mean to cut you off, pickers. Did you have something important to say before I switch over?
No, you're good. No, that's it. I just wanted to say I think that's a good dog bet.
Great dog bet. If you want it, take it, man. Like I said, Award can get ahead of himself sometimes. He awards himself before he gets the award. Look at there. All right, here goes one that's going to be fun to say. Detroit versus Israilov. Okay. This is getting great. All right. Let's just go to their stats. All right. Detroit. Why don't I have notes for these guys? Yeah, fuck you, ChatGPT. You hate me. Oh, here we go. Right here. Okay. What is his real name? Here it is. Okay, got it. All right. So hold on. Did I skip one? No. It's not in order. Okay, whatever. All right. So here's the info I got on these boys for you. Dietrich from Thailand, his record is 2-0. I'm pretty sure that is not correct at all. Pretty sure I'll get the correct Muay Thai record from one of these guys. He is 147 pounds, and he is the favorite at a minus 120. He is going up against Barbajan, who is 25 Muay Thai style, record 2-0. Pretty sure that's not right, correct either. 5'9", 135 pounds, and he is minus 120. So this is actually close to a pick 'em.
Yeah, you did skip one. You skipped Screevers versus Satiev.
Yeah, but I don't see that in here. Where is it? Wow. Yeah, I did. Let me get that. I'll get that. We'll get to that one. Don't let me forget to do Screevers, because I definitely want to do that one. I love Edgar. We're not going to skip him, even though we did kind of do him already, but we didn't do his full matchup. So between these two guys, we got Barbajan versus Discret. I think that's how you say his name. 2 Thai fighters. Well, one is, I think Barbajan is from
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, Uzbekistan. There it is. So, and we talked about him a little bit before, so we're not gonna go too deep into these guys. If you do want to check it out, we did talk about them on our first initial breakdown, the smaller breakdown. But on this one, another pick 'em. We got minus 110 to minus 120. I mean, if I'm correct, let me make sure it didn't screw my stuff up. But I mean, at that point, and I've watched both of these guys, both young guys, both really good, great striking, great in their all respective disciplines. And honestly, I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I'm just looking at it. I kind of lean more towards Barbajan. But watching some of Detrick's fights too, man. Like that kid's a beast. I honestly don't know here. So I mean, on this one, I'm probably gonna go with on Karate Combat app. I'll probably go with whoever's the underdog. And if you don't have the Karate Combat app, you know it's the perfect time for you to go ahead and scan that QR code in your top corner right there. But I'm probably gonna go with him just for the underdog choice. But this was gonna be a great one. This is a really good fight. I think this is more fan service than anything. But I do want to hear what you guys think about it.
Yeah, for the fighters, like for the Thai fighters that are fighting the Farang Nakamai, as they call them, Nakamai Farang, like the foreign Muay Thai fighters, I'd say that this is the most even matchup on the entire card. So the fight ops notes didn't have a record for Detrip, but the latest record I could find by watching his fights was 32, 8 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. He comes in with a Muay Femur style, and he challenged for the WBC Muay Thai World Champion, but didn't win it. Babrijan is. I'm gonna double check how you pronounce this name.
Well, for what I was hearing on when I was watching this stuff, it was like Babrijan.
Yeah, Babrijan Isroilov.
I'm not even gonna try the last name, but yeah.
But yeah, he's a 10-time Bangla Stadium champion and a Bangla Grand Prix champion. I couldn't find any big accolades for Detrit, so I'd just say by that alone, I might lean more towards Babrijan just because he has some accolades in the stadiums, and also he's the underdog right now on the app with 30%. So I'd say that's the pick to make on those odds.
Yeah, 100%. What do we think of MMA pickers?
The number one thing that concerns me about Babarjan is there's a couple of instances of him getting knocked out very, very early into the first round. I think he is a little bit chinny. They call Dietrich the Dynamite for a reason. He's an incredibly explosive fighter. If you watch his RSW tape, he hits really, really hard. I think their skills match up well, but I see Deckrick as the better conditioned fighter, and I see him as the more durable fighter. So I think for that reason, I will lean slightly in that direction. But probably not a bad idea to take a break from this fight betting.
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
Yeah, 100%. This is not really one of the ones you're gonna put value in. And to be honest, on BetOnline.ag, I think it's only money line picks. So if you're betting on this, yeah, I would just leave it alone. There's really no value there, and you can't parlay for some odd reason this time. I think it's because it's kickback. You can't parlay.
Also, shout out to Kirgo Sportsbook, one of the Web3 sports books that's working with Karate Combat on this.
Yes, Kirgo. Shout out Kirgo and Mickey Betts. Mickey Betts was
yeah, that's the Mickey.
yeah,
that's
that's the one that
Mason
Mickey Betts was using. Yeah, Kirgo and Mickey Betts were working together and did a Karate Combat activation at Karate Combat with I cannot think of his name. He's so much more important than Mickey Betts as far as in fighting world. Rampage Jackson.
We're to the comments. We're gonna go back to Satya versus Screamers.
Yes, we are going back. Sorry, for some odd reason, the graphic did not make it into this. Like I said, I'm very, 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 very lack of sleep. And this show's on Wednesday. Normally it's on Friday, and I have a lot more time to do shit. I did this time because I wanted to make sure you guys got this breakdown. But yes, Kirgo is restricted in the US though, so have fun. Use a VPN if you want. I can't do that because I am, somebody who everybody knows. So you want to use Kirgo, use Kirgo. If not, you can use betonline.ag. You can use crypto or credit cards. Really simple, really easy. They just do not have many options on BetOnline. And I think it's only because it's kickback. I think Nick doesn't have enough information on all of these fighters to be able to pit like odds for knockouts and all of that stuff, because you usually have over unders and money line, but I only see money line. It could have changed, but who knows? But yeah, man, that is a pickup.
On that point, if you guys, just to all the people watching, if this is your worst event for picks, don't feel bad about it, because debutants are the most difficult fighters to pick because they are transitioning to a new sport, and you don't know how they're going to handle the pit. You don't know how they're going to handle the rule set. You don't know what type of training they're doing to prepare for these X factors. So you don't really know how a fighter's going to transition to this rule set, and especially also we've never seen fighters using this more pure Muay Thai style in karate combat, the short stance, those that marching footwork. And in the old rule set, there was a couple instances where some fighters overtrained Muay Thai and they brought that in, and it was a bad time for them. But we've never seen someone with that pure, since childhood, Muay Thai style.
Yeah. Well, yep. So take that in consideration. Make sure you do that. We are going to get into the Skippers fight, bro. I promise, Rick. Actually, I mean, we could kind of go over it now if you want. Just kind of here. How about this? Just so I don't confuse anybody, we'll just go to this for right now. So Edgar Skivers coming back to Karate Combat. Love this guy. Amazing. Fan service for us for sure. We love him. From Latvia. Lativa. How do you say that? Lativa. Huh?
Latvia.
Latvia. Okay, Latvia. Like, guys, we know. Like, you don't come here for great pronunciations from King Apollo. I'm just not that guy, all right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. European champion, Shotokan world champion, one of the best guys we've seen in karate combat ever. He's beaten the majority of the champions, former champions. And I don't see it stopping here, man. He's going against Ruslan Satiev. He's a Dagestani Russian guy, known for their wrestling over there. So probably has some great grappling skills. I mean, it kind of like defaults when you're Dagestani, kind of like are born with grappling skills, kind of come out wrestling your mom. So definitely something that he's probably going to utilize. I mean, we've seen a lot of the guys utilize some of their grappling skills in the karate combat pit, but I think Edgar Skivers just has way too much experience in the pit and with the best fighters in karate combat to let a guy come in and just take a shot from him. So 100% I'm going with Edgar Skivers here. I definitely want to see him back in title contention as well. I want to see him get back in there fighting for some belts. So I think this is just one of those hey, Edgar is still here kind of fights. And I would love to see it. I don't think he's fought in almost a year now, right? Or something like that. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, so it's been a year. So I'm definitely excited about this one. Nothing against the Dagestani boy. He's 25 years old. It's kind of young. He's got a win. He won via submission against Farad. Oh man, Ali's Bazba. So like I said, great at wrestling per usual with Dagestanis. He is the underdog. Wrestling is the underdog. I would not play with that underdog bet if I was you. I'm just saying Edgar Skivers is different. If you have not seen him fight, I advise you to go watch his fights, preferably with TWV, preferably with Mac and name a few more. That's really good fights.
Teak Silva.
Yeah, Teak Silva. We watched that one. That one was great.
Yeah. The first Luis Rocha fight.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know about anything about karate combat, we just named a few champions. So these are the guys he's fighting. So
for the most even fight, I'd say watch Edgar Skivers versus Bruno Souza.
Got it. So there you go. Those are a few matches to watch. And to be honest, I'm gonna be real quick with this one. Edgar Skivers is getting the win. That's just how I believe. This is a vet. This is a vet with a new guy coming in. The vet's walking away with the dub here. That's where I'm going with it. I don't know if my guys are any different, but I'd love to hear it.
No, I think it's really ironic that he's fighting a Russian guy and his nickname is the Bear Slayer. It's very appropriate.
100% appropriate.
That's fair.
Yeah, like you said, Mirzabek, Rocha, Souza. How the hell do you bet against this guy? I'm going Scrivers all the way.
Well, I'll put it this way: there's the idea of this fight is it goes one of two ways. One, either Edgar Scrivers proves that he still got it. Or two, they're seeing this more like a young eats old matchup, even though Edgar Scrivers is not that old. He's only 33. But still, I think this is a guy that has 80% finish rate in professional MMA, even though some of those were submissions. But he comes in with a combat sambo background, so very grapple heavy. Luckily, Scrivers is also a very good grappling style. And that's one of the things that we also need to wonder about this matchup is Edgar Scrivers going to be vintage, pressure heavy, striking focus, creativity Edgar Scrivers, or are we going to see more of that grapple heavy? But I think we'll see more of the old vintage one because you don't want to get into a grappling match with a grappler.
A Dagestani.
Not a Dagestani. I'm sorry.
That's a good grappling plus one.
But with that being said, even though Ruslan is only 5-0 in pro MMA, he's a 3-time IMMAF world champion. IMMAF is better than some of the regional professional organizations right now.
Yeah.
That's how high level the world championship is at this point.
Yeah.
So that's not something to sniff at. But with that all being said, because I don't want there to be a huge shock if Ruslan wins this.
Yeah.
With that being said, Edgar Scrivers was at one point considered the pound for pound #1 fighter in karate combat. He comes in with the most creativity. He made the pit the home in his first fight, and then also built a pit wall to further solidify his understanding of the pit. He per match on average he lands 770 strikes.
Jesus.
That's directly from karate combat statistics.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's insane.
How many
Yeah.
rounds?
Over 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's
A majority of his stuff has
that's
been
like
main
Max
event
Holloway
belt
against
match.
Calvin Kattar, basically.
Yeah.
Every fight.
And
Yeah.
he has a leg kick accuracy of 95%. Most of those were calf kicks. He
700 Jesus Christ.
he was the first karate combat world champion in history. And he has one of the most fights in the pit. So
Yeah.
when it comes to being comfortable in the pit, it's already his home. This is outsider coming into his territory.
Yeah, 100%.
I almost wish this was a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah. Well, I think we all know our decisions here, and if you're smart, you would make the right decision too, and make sure Edgar Skivers is your vote. I wouldn't go for no betting. I wouldn't do any betting on that unless you can find somewhere you could parlay. I would use them as a parlay piece. It's a -190s, not much value there. But I digress, and we move on to another guy I love to see fight, making his 3rd appearance in karate combat, and all of them have been very fucking electric. This guy, Adam Noy, is a beast, one of the best signings karate combat has done in a long time. In my opinion, somebody that is definitely going to be in championship contention really soon, one of the top contenders coming up. And he had a great win over Goyito Perez, a very, very veteran, very, very great veteran fighter out of Mexico, fought in UFC, fought in karate combat. He beat Owen Chelmia in Mexico City in a very close match. And Noy kind of like made it seem like easy work with him. And I'm a huge Goyito fan. If you don't know, I have a Goyito mask somewhere back there.
You still owe me some push-ups for that one.
Yeah, I do actually. Damn it. So I guess while they're doing their breakdowns, I'm going with Adam Noy on this one. A little info on Rios is fighting in Bangkok. He's born in Cartago, Colombia. It's 135 pounds, fighting styles, karate, Muay Thai, and he's a +190 underdog on this one. Adam Noy is a -250 favorite. And to be honest, I'm going with Adam Noy. You heard what I said. Like he beat a guy that beat a former champion. He's won every fight he's came in. He comes from a crazy background. Insane Muay Thai. His fights in Muay Thai are crazy. His kicks are very fast. He's very fast. It's kind of hard to even pinpoint him. It seemed like Goyito couldn't keep up with his speed, and that's why he got the fight. And I think it's going to be the same thing against this guy Rios, because honestly, I couldn't find shit on Rios. So I'm gonna do some push-ups. I think I owe this guy like 20 push-ups. So while they do theirs, I would do my push-ups, and I do actually have pants on today, guys. I promise. All right, I'm gonna go do push-ups. All right, let's hear it.
All right, so yeah, no, Adam Noy won me 20 push-ups, so I got to double down on Adam Noy. I think he's one of the best pure strikers in the entire Karate Combat League right now. Obviously, he has a hell of a background, top 5 in the WBC. He's a multiple organization world champion, had a lot of great bouts and won. I think at the age of 25, now he's well over 100 bouts, well over 50 finishes. It's to me, and granted, I might be overlooking this fight slightly. It's not a matter of if he beats Rios; it's a matter of how. I know he's been calling for a contenders match or a title match, but it's kind of like what we said last time. I'd like to see him pursue a finish a bit more aggressively. The fight with El Goyo, it kind of looked like he was coasting, doing what he's good at, obviously, point fighting, landing volume, but never really turning up the tempo. And that's really what I want to see from Adam Noy. I want to see him aggressively pursue a finish, so we can start thinking about Adam Noy in a title match.
Well, he has the fastest knockout in RWS history, so he's capable.
Definitely capable.
I think he just didn't do it because unless you're crazy like Owen, you don't want to get into a brawl with Goyito. That's where he lives. He wanted to make it more of a technical fight, but Juan David Rios, he is 16-4 as a pro Muay Thai record. I'm on my notes now. IFMA South American. IFMA South American Muay Thai champion, and he finished his last 2 fights in under 2 minutes. So that's one factor to consider. I think that's why the spread is not too big. But Adam Roy.
Yeah, 100%.
Adam Noy.
Adam Noy. I think we're in agreement here. Adam Noy is gonna, listen, I had a Rios.
Even at minus 250. That's
Not sponsored by Monster at all, but I had a Rios the other day, and I think so is Adam Noy in a little bit. So we'll see tomorrow. All right, let's move on. We got a few more to go through. I got to get Mac out of here by 2:30, so let's try to get through these quick. We got Pimpech versus Savi. If you were here last episode, we did talk about Pimpech. Really great kicker. This guy is amazing. Debilitating kicks. He will take away your movement and your walking ability in the same kick. This guy is amazing. The guy he's going against is from Iran, 34 years old, 5-5, 5-5-0 in MMA. He's on a current 3-win streak. Recent win was a submission against a Mehmed Nebiev. And that was November 14, 2024. He's the underdog here at a plus 210 against Pimpech, who's from Thailand, Muay Thai fighter. It says 7-1-0 here. That's completely wrong because I know this guy has like a massive amount of fights. It's like 80 fights, I think, or something like that. Some crazy shit. Probably more. How much?
Bin Bit has 79 wins, 7 losses, and 7 draws.
That is the correct one. And he is a minus 280 favorite. And I think it is rightfully so. When you look at this, I mean, this guy is a submission guy. He's got 3-fight win streak. But I mean, the amount of sheer experience this guy has, the stages that he's fought on some pretty big stages. If you look, he's done a few championships. He's won some quite few big fights. And I think the odds makers got it right here, man. I think he comes away with the victory. And I think, honestly, and I'm telling you guys now, I think it's from leg kicks. Like, I think he's going to debilitate his opponent with those leg kicks. I think he's going to slow down their movement and then be able to just trap them somewhere along the pit and finish them off. I said it here first. I'm going to make sure I clip this just in case it does happen. You guys can say I'm a psychic. Then I'll tell you guys the lottery numbers next week. All right. But I'm definitely going with Pimpech here. I'm not going to go too deep into him because we already did. On the next one, if you guys want to add any substance that we didn't add last time, for sure. But I'm definitely going with the top fighter on this one over the Iranian guy. I wonder, does him and the other guy train together?
Who? I can look that up.
Yeah. Well, while you do that, Pickers, you want to give your choice on this one?
I mean, yeah, I'm rocking with Pimpech. I think he's got more tools in the bag. I think he has a lot more experience. And I'm mildly biased towards anybody who trains directly in Bangkok, Thailand, because you're getting the best Muay Thai training in the world. So I'm rocking with Pimpech as well.
Okay.
Okay, I can't find it easily, but though Pimpech isn't actually in Bangkok, he trains in like basically the outskirts under Buakaw, the goat.
Is it still in Thailand?
Well, even better.
Bangkok?
If he's training under Buakaw, that's even better.
Yeah. I would say that was one of his. I think also he trained with George St. Pierre as well.
Possibly. And that would explain why he brings some like karate / taekwondo style kicks into his game too. Because that's one thing that's interesting because he fights very similar to Buakaw, but he adds in some of these unorthodox techniques for Muay Thai.
You can only fight similar to Buakaw. You cannot even be close to that, guys.
But I got these accolades directly from Reza. So
okay,
he is 14-2 in Pro Muay Thai. He is the Patong Stadium champion. He's the 2016 Asian Kung Fu World Champion and a 3-time kickboxing world champion.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, it'd be kind of silly to go against this guy, especially with all of that being said, and him being a minus 280. Just saying, it's kind of easy pick here, guys. Not saying this guy does not have a puncher's chance. Everyone does, man. A baby could knock somebody out. 2 pounds of pressure is all it takes, baby, at the right spot at the right time. So, what you got on this one, Pick? Are you already did yours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
sorry.
thought you went on to the next one. Maybe my computer.
Oh
was
yeah, nah, it's me. I'm glitching. All right,
You're okay. It's
next
all
to
The
the
odds
next
on
one.
these cutting the main and co-main are crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we have made
All
it to
them
our
guys.
co-main and our main event. Is this the co-main and the main? No, this is right
Co-main.
before the co-main and the main. This is co-main.
This is co-main.
Yeah, this is the co-main event of the evening. All right, we almost made it, guys. It's 2:06. We're not doing too bad. All right, Lurdzilla versus. Let's try this one out. Novurov. I think that was actually Well, hold on. I have two different ones. Why does it say something different here? All right, whatever. That's his last name, guys. His first name is Tarak, I think.
Tarash Novruzov.
Tarash. Okay. Tarash is his real name. Is his first name. That's his last name. I'm sorry, guys. I would murder it. All right. But he is a underdog by plus 350 against his opponent, Lurdzilla, who we had a very extensive breakdown on in one of our last shows. You should check it out. But this guy has accolades out the ass. All right. Lurdzilla is from Thailand. Or training out of Thailand, 78-19-4 WBC Muay Thai World Title Champion, Lupini Stadium Title Champion, Raja Damanurm Stadium Super Welterweight Title Champion, and he is a minus.
3-division Raja Damanurm.
Yes, 3-division. Thank you. And minus 500 on the betting odds. I mean, if it wasn't more obvious, I mean, you could literally write Lurdzilla on your eyelids and go to sleep, and you know what I'm saying, it's that obvious, dude. All right, so I mean, I'm definitely going with Lurdzilla here. He's a freaking legend in Thailand. I didn't know how impactful this guy was to the sport and the stuff that he did until I started researching him, and I was like, holy shit, we're blessed to even have him on this card, and him along with the guy in the main event is it's honestly a blessing for Karate Combat, and it's great for visibility in the Southeast Asian region. And I'm definitely going with Lurdzilla to get the win on this one. I honestly think it's going to be by KO in maybe the first or second round, and that's just me.
I'm convinced Lurdzilla can see the future. I mean, the guy has defense like Floyd Mayweather. He knows you're about to hit him before you even know. I love a good brawl, and sometimes defense isn't the most entertaining thing ever. But this guy makes defense entertaining. I mean, his movement is I've never seen anybody else move like that.
And I say this, I'm glad you said the Floyd Mayweather thing, because I was watching his stuff and I was like, he moves like Pernell Whitaker. And if you know anything about boxing, Floyd Mayweather learned a majority of his defense from Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker, who's actually, I have a poster, I've signed poster of his. I'm going to bring it and put it in the background. It's in my mom's house, but he's friends with my family. But I was watching him, I'm like, yo, this dude moves like Pernell Whitaker. What the fuck? His defense is amazing. Sorry to cut you off, Pickers, but I just wanted to
that was all I
on that real
had.
quick.
I mean, obviously, I'm picking him to win. He's an absolute legend. I think he has also close to 200 professional career wins. But I just had to say, wow! Watching his tape, I was just sitting there with my jaw on the floor, just watching him dodge shots like they were moving at him in slow motion. It was crazy.
I mean, it's a reason he has 1,000 belts on him on these pictures, because this guy's really the real deal. I don't think we're gonna hear devil's advocate from Mac on this one. I'm pretty sure
there's some notes.
I know some context. Let's get some context. Yeah. I don't think you will get you all the way on the devil's advocate side, but I know you have some context to make us think. Let me hear it.
So Lurdzilla has 191 wins, 33 losses, and 5 draws. Absolute legend of the game. Tarash is 18-5 as a pro, but 200 wins and 20 losses as an amateur kickboxer. So that's one thing that you have to put into context with these huge numbers for pro records for these Nak Muay, is the fact that they made their professional debut at like 8 or 10 years old on average. So they don't have amateur records.
He was 7. He started training at 6, I think it was, and started competing at like 10.
Yeah, so the amateur records aren't a thing. So if we're combining the amateur with the pro, then Tarash actually has more experience than Lurdzilla.
Yeah.
But with all that being said,
what's Lurdzilla's amateur record?
I don't even know if he has one.
So it might be huge.
Yeah, it might be.
He might have been fighting since he was 5 years old.
No, with the Nakmais in Thailand, you're fighting pro all the time, so to support your family. The only time they go into amateur fighting is if they want to like win a amateur title, which Lordzilla, to my knowledge, I could be wrong about this. I don't know if he has an amateur title. Let me double check. But again, well, no, he actually does have an IFMA world title, so you're right about that. So he has some amateur wins too, so it might even out. But either way, like, look, if Lordzilla was in his prime, it definitely is. You can't really say anything for Novrasov because it would be too big of a difference. But with Lordzilla, this being his retirement fight, the way the Muay Thai community put it is they're happy with this matchup because it's a winnable fight for Novrasov.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to Lordzilla to see if he's gonna let him win or not. But I'm definitely going with Lord on this one for sure.
Oh, I am too. I just
Yeah.
wanted to add context.
Yeah, and I appreciate that context because sometimes that will help me choose my little DJ picks later.
And also it makes for the more entertaining fight because nobody wants to watch a fight that's predetermined.
Hell no, nah, definitely don't. I mean,
Except for WWE.
unless if you got money on it.
Yeah.
But like I said, after our corner main, let's move to our main event. Oh my gosh, this guy that's on his main event is just insane, man. I want to call him Yoda, bro, because of the way his name is. I just love the way it looks. I want to call him Yoda. But this is one of the best Muay Thai practitioners coming out of Thailand ever. Definitely top notch. And what I have down is 78, 19, and 4 for his record. I want to say it's a little bit more than that. He is a minus 500 favorite. So just let you know where he's at on that one. Both of the co-main and main event are both negative 500s, which is crazy. But he's fighting Vahid Nika from Iran, Muay Thai fighter. His record, from what I could find, was 0-3-0, which is not very exciting when you think about him going into fighting a guy like this. Now, like I said,
I have a better record.
Yes, he has a better record from me. What is it?
It's not much better, but it's 25-11 compared to 201 and 58 losses.
That's still better than 0-3.
I think I'd rather take 0-3 to 25-11. 0-3, you can be like, hey, look, my career started off bad. All right, I just had a few bad starts, and then I went.
25-11 is a decent record. It's okay.
Listen, if you came to my organization and you said you're 25-11, buddy, I'm not really looking at you as the best. I'm just saying. That's just me, maybe. I don't know. I look at 4-3 records and I'm like, oh, you are ass.
Aren't you a big Charles Oliveira guy?
I wouldn't say I'm a big Charles Oliveira guy, but I do like Charles Oliveira and I do like him to win this weekend.
Also, correction, I was actually looking at Yadwicha when I was looking at the amateur. So jury's still out on Lordzilla's amateur record, but Yadwicha is the one that was the IFMA champion.
Okay. All right, awesome. But yeah, we got another guy who's been champion of multiple things all around the board. He's got just as many championships as Lordzilla or more. I think it's more. Not like I said, I'm not a big Muay Thai guy. A lot of this stuff is new to me. I'm learning more Muay Thai because Karate Combat's making me at this point because they just keep signing Muay Thai guys. So I got to learn more about Muay Thai. And I love it, though. It's another discipline I get to learn. But honestly, I feel like this one is another fan service for the guys out in Southeast Asia and Thailand. And putting Yowich up there at the top as the main event makes perfect sense. And honestly, I feel like he's not going to let down and going to be able to secure this dub. Like I said, it's a few Iranian fighters on this card. I think it's 3 of them. I'm pretty sure they all come from the same gym. That's usually how it works. When you got 3 guys from the same place, all on the same card, they usually all fight at the same gym. So, I mean, maybe one of them have been able to pull out a win. It seems like they all got some tough fights. Like Yoda, which is taking 19 losses as well out of his 78 and then 4 ties. To his 25-11, but I'm just going with the odds makers here, man. With a minus 500, it's kind of hard to choose the other guy when you got that on paper in front of you. Mac Tyson and MMA pickers, either one of y'all want to pick this up? This is our last one, so we'll be wrapping this up after this. Before we get into that, after this, we do our bets, which we do our actual bets. MMA pickers has his bets of the week. It's a lot of fights this weekend, so stick around after we do this main event. Mac Tyson has to go, but we will do MMA's bets of the week, so make sure you stick around for that. And then we'll get up out of here. I know we kept y'all long today, but this is a special show. It's not a quick show at all. No, I'm sorry, not a quick show. It's a special show, but we had to get it out for y'all because the fight's tomorrow. And we don't know a lot of these people, so we know you know even less information. So we got to get it out to the people. I want to hear the main event. Let's go. Somebody take it over. And I'm actually going to go run and pee. So I'm going to have to listen to your thing after because I'm honestly going to pee myself. And I don't have a diaper on today, so I'll be back.
Graceful exit. I mean, I'm sure we both have the same guy here. I got Yadwicha. He's done RSW. He's done Lumpini. He's done Raj Madern. I mean, he's done all the biggest things that Muay Thai has to offer. You can see it from the belts around his shoulders. Puncher's chance for Nika, but I'm going to take the favorite in this one. I kind of assume you feel the same way.
Yeah, just I'll add, and I think I talked a little bit about this on a prior podcast. He started out as a very strong Muay Thai stylist. He was really heavy on knees in the clinch, but since then has developed his striking game at range better, so he can kind of do it all. And he's really started working those elbows too. He's really nasty with the elbow strikes. Beat Sanchai at 16 years old, but hasn't really made it to that same legend status as Sanchai, which kind of goes to show like how it's different than Muay Thai, because we in our earlier discussion we were talking about what does a win over like John Jones mean versus having a title. In Muay Thai, like the wins are notable, but what your overall cumulative work is what matters the most. And what's been going on with Yadwicha is that within the Muay Thai community, they felt like he's been on a little bit of a skid right now, and they kind of see this fight as more of like a tune-up fight for him.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, I know he fights a little bit less frequently than most Thai fighters. I think last year he only fought once every 6-7 weeks, and most of these guys are almost fighting every weekend. So, but I mean, he's obviously incredibly skilled. One thing I noticed, I watched his fights in the RSW tournament. He's really durable. That guy has a chin and a half. I mean, he was getting sliced open with elbows. I think I saw him get slammed with a head kick, like full shin to the side of the face. And he doesn't even react. He just keeps moving forward. So, combine that with
Lumpini Stadium champion, you can actually see it on his shoulder there in the picture.
Yeah, he said Lumpini was his favorite place to fight. He gets 100,000 baht per match.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I just want to say that.
But it sounds like a lot.
I just want to say I agree with everything you guys said, even though I didn't hear it all.
Fair.
Because I just believe you guys. You guys are great. That's why you're on the show. Couldn't pick two better co-hosts.
How do you feel
really
about
I'm sorry.
Yadwich, this being the main event, though, with Yadwich as a -500 favorite?
I feel like it's fan service to the region.
Who else is there out for this card for the main event?
I would have just gotten another Thai of his caliber.
Yeah, honestly, I thought from originally, I thought him and Pimpex, or what's the name, one of them were fighting each other. I thought at first it was the two stadium champions fighting against each other.
Yadwich and Sibwin.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that at first. So I think this is a replacement fight, correct?
No.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
He isn't the first opponent, but Yadwicha was never scheduled to fight Sibwin.
If I were to switch it around, fan service, I would go with Edward Skivers. At the main event, just because it's a closer fight in odds to the makers, and on top of it, Edgar Skivers is somebody who's done main events multiple times in Karate Combat. We know he can go 5 to 6 rounds if need be. And he's a fan favorite. He's somebody who's been a champion before. He has a lot of fans in Karate Combat. So if I were to choose a fight to feel like it would be a main event, to be a smart decision as far as fan service, a good fight, somebody we know that's going to give us a good main event, not somebody who's going to gas out early and we get 3 rounds of fucking slug shit. I feel like Edgar Skivers would probably be one of the better choices. It's seeing that his opponent is like what his opponent he's a minus 190. His opponent's a plus 150. I mean, that's not too far away from each other. I mean, that's damn near what John Jones and Stipe are right now. So it seems more efficient for a main event. I think it was more fan service of like getting the tie people out there and being able to see one of their champions fight. I guess maybe they just couldn't find. I mean, that's a scary motherfucker. Who wants to fight him?
Yeah,
Let's be real.
that's
Who
true.
wants to fight the motherfucker? I think that might have been more of the issue than the fact that I'm trying to pit like one of those. I think it's just like I wouldn't want to fight him. I mean, if I was a fighter, I'd be like, shit, him? You can't find anybody else? Is he the only one? I guess. But yeah, I definitely would put Edgar Skivers in there as the main event if I had to choose from this 100%. Honestly, a fight I would like to see, I don't know if they're in the same division, but I think they're close. I would like to see a War Kazimba versus Adam Noy. Now,
No, they're not in the same division.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I figure Award is a little smaller than him, but
But you know what fight you could see though is
Owen Chelmia,
Edgar Screevers has been hinting about going back to his natural weight class,
which is
135. That's where he fought.
Owen, where he beat TWV and all of them at.
No, Screevers never fought at 135 at Karate Combat.
He fought 140,
150,
150. Oh, okay,
and he fought 135 in MMA.
got it.
So
Okay, so
with
now he's
him
going
having
back to his
wins
original.
over-
Yeah,
With him having already fought some of the top people in the lightweight division, I think he kind of wants to go down and get a new challenge and maybe be the first double two division champion in Karate Combat.
Yeah. 100%. Well, listen, man, we just gave y'all 2 hours and 22 minutes of a breakdown, man. I know it was long, but hey, listen, sometimes it takes time to talk about greatness. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of great fighters on this card. One, I wanted first shout out Karate Combat for putting together a great card overseas. Second, I want to get a shout out to both of my co-hosts, MMA Pickers and Mac Tyson. Make sure you follow them both on Twitter and Instagram. That is their ads right there. In the bottom, you can follow all of us if you don't follow me already. Follow me as well. But yeah, man, I want to thank you guys, man, for real. They do a lot of research. I do as well to try to get this stuff done. As you can see, my research was a little faulty today due to ChatGPT deciding to make decisions for me. But yeah, man, beautiful card. That's your picks. I mean, choose wisely. We got a few bets and stuff in there. I'm gonna let Matt go. Matt, you got anything you want to say for the people? I know you got a hard stop at 2:30. You got to run. I'll let you go before MMA Pickers does his bets. But you got anything you want to say to the people before you leave?
No, just looking forward to the fight card. Everyone tune in to King Apollo's watch party.
Yeah, watch companion, I guess you could say.
Yeah, fight companion.
Yeah, fight companion.
And I look forward to us talking about the card afterwards.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. Always and forever. Always I'm grateful for your time and your energy that you bring to the show, man. As Mac Tyson Karate Guys, the Karate Encyclopedia, also the Fight Encyclopedia. We say Karate Encyclopedia, but this man knows so much shit about fighting in general. It's kind of a disservice to him. So we got to think of a new name for him. But love you, brother. I'll catch you later, man. See you on the next one. And we are going to get into one of my favorite parts of the show. And MMA's Pickers' favorite part. So because this is where it's his time to shine, this is your time to get your picks in because MMA Pickers time. Drum roll in the chat. All right, let's go MMA Pickers. This is MMA Pickers picks of the week, baby. Here we go.
All
Let
right.
me get you full screen. Bang.
First off, this is a completely biased pick. I'm just going to get it out of the way. Tyson taking it by knockout. I think it's trending close to plus 300 right now. It's a biased pick. Do with it what you will. Now I'm going to get into the more serious picks.
Before you get into that, I would say I have already placed that bet. I love you.
My guy. Listen, if I lose money in solidarity with Tyson, I can live with that as a combat sports fan. If I make money on Jake Paul, y'all ain't going to see me next week. All right, so we got first fight on the card. I'm going to do like a half card breakdown, half bets. I'm going to point out which fights I would stay away from, and then I'm going to try to get you guys the sharp action, and I'll just run through this card real quick. So first fight we got on the card, and this is for UFC Bones versus Stipe. Veronica Hardy versus Eduardo Mora. I really like Hardy by decision. Those odds aren't out yet, but the over 2.5 is at minus 330. Hardy is at a minus 148. She's a lot crisper in the striking. I don't even see Mora having that big of a grappling advantage. I think Mora is a little chinny. I honestly think Hardy's better all the way around. I don't even know why it's only a minus 148. I think she should be a heavier favorite than that. I have a dog pick for the next one: Basil Hafez versus Oban Elliott. I really like Basil Hafez at plus 200. He's a big, physically imposing guy. He's got good stand up, good ground game, good wall work. And if you guys remember in his debut on like 7 days' notice, he took Jack Maldonado to a split decision. So this guy's a force to be reckoned with. He's already competed with some of the best guys in the division, like we've seen, and put up a really strong effort. I know Oban Elliott's obviously a very skilled competitor as well, but I'm going to take Basil to get this one done because I like the plus 205. I think that's a really excellent value. I'm not really sure what the method is. If I had to guess, it would either be knockout or decision. But for right now, we're going to just not get greedy. We're going to take the money line on Basil at plus 205. Next fight is Mickey Gall versus Ramiz Brahimaj. I'm going to roll with Ramiz. I think Mickey Gall is really weak on the feet. I think he has good jiu-jitsu, but not great wrestling. I think Brahimaj has an advantage in the wrestling department. I know Mickey Gall is trending as a slight favorite right now, but I just don't think he's going to be able to dictate where this fight goes, and I don't think he's going to be able to utilize his best strengths. So I am going to stick with Brahimaj at plus 120. It could be a finish or a decision. I'm not really sure how this fight plays out, but I'm just going to take that dog money. All right, we got Tybura versus Deniz. Marcin Tybura versus Janata Deniz. Janata Deniz, undefeated heavyweight kickboxer, supposed to fight Derek Lewis recently, but Derek Lewis had to pull out for non-weight related medical issues. We still don't really have an answer as to what exactly that means. Tybura is coming off of a first-round submission to Sergey the Polar Bear Spivak a couple weeks ago in a fight night. This is a hard fight to pick. I'm going to pick it, but I'm going to advise everyone avoids this fight. I think I like Deniz. I think Taburo's on the way out. He's almost 40, coming off a couple losses. First round knockout to Tom Aspinall, then a first round submission to Spivak. I think Deniz is on the come up. He's young, he's hungry, he's undefeated. So even at slight dog money, plus 124, I'm going to take Janata Deniz. Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson. That is a tough one to pick also. I'm going to pick Damon Jackson just for the wrestling advantage, but I really didn't like how he looked in his last fight against Charlampos. So I'm probably going to avoid betting on this one as well. But at the minus 170, it's really not a bad bet. The over 2.5 is at minus 140. I like that bet quite a bit as well. Although you got to be careful with Jim Miller. You know, he's got a couple sub 1 minute knockouts on his record. So but both very durable guys, both very good ground games, both kind of, reaching the pinnacles of their careers almost at the end. So I like the over. The minus 2 point, the over 2.5 at minus 140 is actually pretty solid here. I'll probably rock with that. We got Weidman versus Anders. I've seen a lot of action coming in on Weidman, and I've seen the line shift a lot towards Weidman's favor. He's still a very slight underdog at plus 102 to Eric Anders minus 122. I think people are really high on him after that performance with Bruno Silva, but he's a little bit of a wild card. We still don't know what's going on with that leg or how that's going to hold up. Eric Anders hits like a ton of bricks. Obviously, Weidman had a big wrestling advantage over Silva, which he utilized quite well. I don't know if he'll have the same level of grappling advantage over Eric Anders. These are hard to pick. I'm going to pick Weidman, but I'm not betting on this one either. We have Jonathan Martinez betting against Marcus McGee. Slam Marcus McGee at minus 135. This dude is the freaking truth. Watch his whole UFC career. He's a knockout machine. He's athletic as hell. He's got a jaw made of steel. I love Marcus McGee. Jonathan Martinez obviously coming in with the strong boxing. But outside of that, I think McGee's going to have him beaten every area. So
Is this isn't Martinez the brother that just won Contender Series not too long ago?
No, I don't think so. I think this is I think this guy's been in the league for a while, but I'll double check. That's actually a good point. I forgot there were two now. But either way, over either of them, I'm taking McGee. I'm very high on McGee. I've been following his career closely. I think he's absolutely unbelievable. And from these fights on, we actually get winning methods. So the next one's going to be Mauricio Ruffy versus James Longtop. Do not miss this fight. Mauricio Ruffy is like, he reminds me of Carlos Pratas a lot. Very dynamic striker, very creative, very powerful. James Longtop, very durable opponent. I actually took him as a dog in his last fight. He lost a very close split decision. But I think Mauricio Ruffy just has next level striking. I think he's one of the most prepared prospects we've seen in a long time as far as being very well rounded. And I have him hitting the KO at minus 150. I really like that bet quite a bit. We have Karine Silva versus Vivian Arujo. Gonna ride with Silva. I bet against her when she fought Andrade. That was a mistake. I'm not making that mistake again. Her ground game is good. Her on the feet, obviously incredible. She's a minus 265 for a reason. I think she's a lot more talented than a lot of the women in her division. And I'm going to use that as a nice parlay booster. The over 2.5 at minus 280 is also a nice bet. So let's see what Karine Silva by decision comes in at. Plus 100. That's a great bet. So Karine Silva by decision at plus 100. I think there's a strong line on that bet. Next fight, very excited for it. Probably not going to find a lot of meat on the bone here, but we'll take a look. Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. If you love MMA and you don't live under a rock, you know Bo Nickel, obviously. One of the hottest, basically the hottest prospect since Khamzat Chimaev. Probably the best wrestler in the to join the UFC since Khamzat Chimaev as well. Probably the best wrestler to, as far as wrestling accolades outside of an MMA context, this is the most accomplished wrestler to ever be in the UFC. Blows Henry Cejudo out of the water. Being, 105-3, three-time NCAA Division I men's champion. I mean, those are pretty much the best accolades you could reach in the world. This guy's going to take most Dagestanis in a straight wrestling match and turn them into a pretzel, as crazy as that sounds. So if you're not familiar with Bo Nickel, just understand, as far as grappling goes, he is literally one of the best to ever live. He's going to be fighting Paul Craig. Paul Craig, also a very good grappler in his own right. He has wins over Magomed Ankalaev, and Jamal Hill, number one contender and former champion, both by submission. So definitely don't underestimate his ground game, especially off of his back. Most people are going to be predicting Bo Nickel by a KO. Imagine via ground and pound from the top control position. I actually am going to take a long shot bet on this. And this is either going to make me a genius or an idiot come Sunday. But I think I'm going to take Bo Nickel by decision. And hear me out here. He knocked out Val Woodburn, granted. Although I think Val Woodburn was completely unprepared for the UFC and has no striking defense. But every other opponent he's had, he's subbed. He has not fought anybody with even close to the jiu-jitsu or grappling pedigree of Paul Craig. I think Paul Craig is more than good enough in the grappling exchanges to avoid being subbed. And we haven't seen him subbed, I don't know about ever, but for sure, surely not in a very long time. And we've seen him survive on the ground for a pretty long time against superior wrestlers. I don't think this one plays out on the feet. I think if this plays out on the feet, I would actually give the striking advantage to Paul Craig. Bo Nickel has not shown me very high-level striking without mixing his wrestling in, like he did against Val Woodburn. So I could see a reality in which Bo Nickel wins this from the top position. I'll be honest, the most likely reality is Bo Nickel wins by KO, TKO, or sub. But because he's won all of his fights so quickly, you get such juicy odds on Bo Nickel by decision. I think they're at plus 800 right now. I think there's good value in that. So I'm going to say the official pick is Bo Nickel, and the official bet is Bo Nickel by decision. But just keep in mind, it's a bit of a long shot. We got Oliveira and Chandler. So Oliveira is coming in as a minus 250 favorite. So I like Oliveira to win the fight. I don't like the minus 250 line. The last fight was really close. Chandler has a lot of attributes that match up poorly for Oliveira, like the ability to neutralize his grappling to a certain extent, the dynamic striking on the feet, the aggression, the athleticism, the forward pressure. So at plus 205, I'm going to be betting Michael Chandler. I'm not going to pick a method. But my official pick to win the fight is definitely going to be Charles Oliveira. But there's just so much more value in Chandler, and this is such a close fight. And he's basically been in a training camp for 2 years that at plus 205, I have to grab that line. That's a good line. Finally, final fight of the night, we got Bones versus Stipe. I think most people are going to be betting Bones. Reflects in the betting lines. They've gone from 325 to 500 to minus 625 now as I'm looking at it. Bones by KO is at plus 120. Bones by sub is at plus 200. Bones to win by decision is at plus 400. Whereas Stipe by KO is plus 700, Stipe by submission plus 3,500, and Stipe by decision plus 1,400. I do think Stipe's only path to victory here is a KO. I don't really see that happening. There is a prop to bet John Jones to win by KO or submission that's trending at about minus 200. I think that would probably be the best value that you could find here. It's really hard to gauge what the length of this fight is. It's really hard to gauge how exactly this fight's going to end. But I do think the most likely outcome is John Jones by finish on the ground. That can look like a ground and pound. 12 to 6 elbows just became legal. We know how Bones loves 12 to 6 elbows. Or it could be a sub, because although Stipe is a damn good wrestler, you got John Jones training with guys like Gable Stevenson and Gordon Ryan, and already being one of the best, grapplers in UFC history. I mean, he's obviously got a hell of a grappling pedigree, and I think he will hold an advantage over Stipe in that area. So I'm going to go John Jones for double chance finish, minus 200. I will be releasing some parlays and some more long shot picks probably tomorrow afternoon. You guys can check out the Twitter, or X, at the MMA Pickers, or you can check us out on the Outlet Discord, the Outlet SV, and it's linked in my X as well.
I just dropped the link for the Outlet Discord. Shout out Plug and MMA Pickers do a good job over there. And
Mike Tyson, please.
Yes, Mike Tyson. We're definitely. I don't even think we got to talk about that one. We're gonna know. But just to show you guys, this is the Discord that we're talking about. I sent it to you. My homie Plug runs this. He does picks as well. He's got free picks in here, and you can join his VIP. But I just want to show y'all proof in the fucking pudding that the reason this man ends the show off with the best part of the show is because you stick around and you get to earn some fucking money. Look at this. This is last week, UFC 100, right? 4 for 6 here. 3 for 4 here, right? This is the DGen play. It means
DGen play is it's only hit twice, but we have fun with it.
We actually hit it last week. Where is it at? Here it is. Boom. Yeah, last week. Look, and this was the week before. All right. So this was UFC 308. No, this wasn't 308. This was after 308. This was Edmonton. Edmonton.
Yeah, Blanchfield versus
Fight Night. Yes, Fight Night Edmonton, and this is what he did on this one. He only missed one freaking pick, dude. And if you were in the show, you got all of those picks, right? So this is why we do this at the end of the show. It's our little give back to people who stick around and hang out with us, and just to show love to our fan base, the one that we are building out, man. And MMA Pickers does extensive research, like I said.
100% free.
Yes, it's free.
I have a good day job. I'm not trying to make money as a gambler. I just like seeing tickets when somebody else hits on my picks. So there's no scam. There's no 1 month trial. Come get my picks for free. 100% free. All I ask is maybe you follow me on X.
There you go. Follow him on X. Let me drop this ticker real quick so that you guys can see his X name right there. The MMA Picker. Add an S, though. He has an S on it. I'll drop the link in the chat for anybody. But, man, crazy show. We got a crazy weekend of fucking just everything. Sports in general. College basketball's back going.
You ready?
Oh, man, I'm ready. I'm going to get a good night's sleep tonight, actually, guys. I'm not going to stay up all night. I'm going to get everything I need to get done for tomorrow tonight. And I'll be up bright and early. My girl doesn't work on Thursday, so she loves when the fights are on Thursday. She gets to stay home and watch it. If you guys don't know, my girl is probably a bigger fight fan than me. I go more in depth into details and like history and stuff like that, but actually sitting down and watching fights from early prelims to the end, my girl's a champ. She's an OG. She will literally watch UFC prelims from the beginning to the end. I honestly didn't really start watching them that much until he started giving me good prelim picks. So now I watch all the prelims too, but normally I would just watch prelims that I know. Like the new guys, I wouldn't really watch like that, but amazing week of sports. This was a really long one today, but hey, man, the really long ones are the really good ones. If you stuck around, you probably got some good value and picks on Karate Combat for the app, Karate Combat for regular betting, and you got a lot of good picks for betting. I
I agree with majority of those picks that he said. I don't like Bo Nickel, so I'm probably not going to bet on him. I'm not a big Bo Nickel fan. I'm not a huge fan of the wrestlers, man. I think John Jones is like the only wrestler I actually like. Other than that, I will have to think of somebody. Well, Gilbert Burns. I'm a real big Gilbert Burns fan. I love Gilbert Burns.
Hey, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Don't worry, you're good.
Yeah. So he's a big jiu-jitsu guy. He's good in grappling and wrestling. But yeah, I've never really been a big fan of the wrestlers, man. I'm trying to think of somebody that I really liked as a wrestler. I didn't like Khabib because he just kept mauling everybody.
Michael Chandler. He's fun.
Okay, I could say Michael Chandler. I liked Michael Chandler because Michael Chandler, like when I didn't like him, he made me like him. I like somebody when I don't like you and you make me like you by doing something like beating up one of my favorites or something. That'll make me like you. Like,
I know you love Dreekus.
Huh?
I know you love Dreekus.
Yeah, so that's the end of the show. That's episode 12 of the Warriors Voice. You obviously know I hate Dreekus. If anybody in here, I'm not a big fan. I don't say I hate him. I won't hate anybody. I'm not a big fan of him and his personality or whatever in fighting. He's a great fighter. Amazing fighter. He's the champ, and he's the champ for a reason. Really great. Amazing wrestler. Very awkward person. But gotta respect the champ. The champ is the champ. Hey, listen, but I am King Apollo. This is my boy MMA Pickers. Mac Tyson has already left, but he is just as gracious and important as both of us. This episode 12, man. Episode 13 we'll bring to y'all next week. I was gonna try to do 2 shows this week and do a Friday show too. I don't think I'm gonna put my co-host through this. I don't know, put myself through it. I
like hanging out with you on here, man.
Yeah, I do. I love hanging out with you, but I'm gonna give you guys a Friday, man. Let's let our co-hosts have a Friday to themselves. Every Friday they come here, and that's the start of the weekend. So early weekend for us. We will see y'all tomorrow. I'll talk to the guys. They might stop by tomorrow. If not, I will be live streaming it. So if you guys want to come and hang out, kind of have somebody to talk to during, we might do some live bets and stuff and betonline.ag. Just have some fun while we're doing it. But man, appreciate y'all, man. And you got anything else to say, Pickers, before we go?
Nope, that was all. That was an awesome episode. I think that was the longest one yet.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
It's
just
a record.
Let's keep this hot streak going, and I'm gonna be on betonline.ag slamming those karate combat picks.
Yeah,
putting some Baileys in my coffee tomorrow at 6 a.m. to give me a little.
Let's do it. Yeah, I think I might need a little tequila for tomorrow, man. A little Thailand. Maybe we give some Thai tequila. I think they're more known for whiskey though. I think when Ellie brought some shit back from Thailand, it was like whiskey or some shit. Maybe, I don't know. Fuck it. But I love tequila, so I'm just gonna drink tequila. We're gonna act like we in Mexico. The last kickback was in Mexico. I'm gonna just act like I'm still there. Fuck it. But we love you guys, man.
Baby.
We appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch y'all next week. That was the Warriors Voice, man. And yeah, man, we out of here. Deuces.
Turn it up, turn it around. Quick to change, feel the surge. Rebel hearts on the verge.
Body kick again.
Battle through every word. Warriors voice will be heard.